that are going to be remaining on my half my face, and it's going to descend me into.
This actually looks pretty
Depths.
good. I'm not gonna lie, but I feel like
I thought you were talking about fucking my starting soon screen.
no, the squid
Just
costume.
fucking calling you out. Adam, it's the Vera.
I feel like the problem with it is it's too big. Like I would be like, oh, that actually looks pretty good, but like it's really obnoxious, so I kind of hate you.
Hmm.
I thought an Aladdin costume earlier.
Get racially insensitive dressing up.
Because daylight
No, I was
savings,
saying you
isn't
could
it?
dress up as Justin Trudeau.
That
What, put a suit on?
all right? That's
oh
a
yeah,
good one.
Arabian Nights. Yeah.
That's a pretty good one.
Arabian
No, it's not racist. I'm
Nights.
dressing up as Trudeau dressing up as racist.
It's a layered thing. It's reductive each time.
You gotta appreciate how long it took me to put the makeup on.
You know,
I killed it.
do you know Wallace and Gromit?
Yeah.
That's what someone dressed up as at a Halloween party the other day.
Ah, that's good. Wait,
Dude, we
both
got
of them?
priests.
Or Wallace?
Just Gromit, but Wallace. Dancing, apparently. Ah, jeez. That's weird.
Wait, is there a Wario costume?
Probably.
No, they don't make those.
Well, off-brand.
Yes, Gromit, they make them.
Go to Party City, you could find.
Is that like a whole store for just like?
I see
I
Mario
mean,
and Luigi,
this time
but
of year, it basically becomes a Halloween store. So it's like
Spirit Halloween has got him beat.
like Halloween
Not
is
even
Party
bigger,
City's
but-
Christmas, is what it is. Like,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, as soon as I hit the thing, I get Opie mouse pads for some reason.
Why is that? Who knows? Gronk, what the hell?
I was looking for a weird mouse pad to send somebody. I like a picture of.
Myself.
No, I'm still using my Heart of the Swarm mouse pad. It's perfectly fine.
It doesn't look like. Where's Pat? We just waiting on Pat?
Did Pat say he was gonna do the one
Yeah,
shot?
he said yesterday. He's like, hey, I'll be there yesterday. I'll be
Okay.
there today. At the Frau.
Shit.
Really random recommendations, though. The Pope.
Are you gonna be on camera, or you want me to put a placeholder image for you?
Nah, just put the disconnected brain. Just because, again, I'm gonna have to like leave. So I what's that?
I'll be right back.
Oh, the picture I sent you, the disconnected brain.
Oh, that's
just because I don't look. I'm not even gonna start just because like if I have to duck out, it's just not fair. So I'll be here in spirit and I will watch the stream.
Switch your thing. I need to get a chair.
Fair.
Not you. I need a local file.
Oh, Henry, that one's great.
What?
The one picture of the Kirby.
Oh yeah, Adam came through for that one. That one. That was...
Or actually, wait, I actually have a theme thing. Hold on, I will open
son of a
Discord and send
bitch.
it right now. No, because I was planning on being here, and I was planning on being insane.
I'm already looking for your brain thing.
I got an even better one. I got an even better
Planning
one.
on being insane. You are insane, mate.
Fuck yeah! Look at
You
that,
are
Kirby's
nuts.
Don Cuervo. Fuck yeah!
As soon as Discord
Cuervo? Was that
loads-
is that the like yellow drink?
That's tequila.
Okay.
Where is it? I have literally the perfect image for this. Mechajs.
Chaim?
Alright, is
Adam?
it this type of campaign? One shot? Gotcha.
Get him out. Get it out, your sister.
Oh, fucking Nitro. Suck my dick. There we go.
So
Perfect.
it started with Yi, and now we're Nazis. Gotcha. Okay.
Perfect. Old and busted.
Wow, that's really jank.
Yep. MS Paint.
I can see that. Hold on, I gotta
Can
get
you paint it?
some stuff. Or a B screen.
You the painter.
Do 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 do.
Ah, cool. You seen any of the new Magic the Gathering cards? The new sets.
No.
I'm
No.
looking at one of them now. It's called Brothers of War. The Brothers War, sorry. Boot sets. They look like little your artificer things, Henry, but not a cat.
Oh, really? Let me see
Like,
it.
an army of them, essentially. Put it in the. Yeah. But like a little bit more ornate. Remind me of the Golden Army from that film.
From Hellboy?
Oh my god, those
Yeah.
are giants.
They're cool.
Those are fucking dope. Oh man, that artwork is fucking dope. I swear,
Yeah.
Magic sometimes has some of the best fucking artwork I've seen in cards, bro.
Well, they're owned by Wizards of the Coast, so like with D&D, there's some crossover.
Oh, I mean, not even with the crossover, just by themselves. Because I know Veldikins, my last race, that was a Magic the Gathering race. But no, beyond the whole D&D things, just by
They
themselves,
did
their
a 40k
artwork is
thing
fucking
as well recently.
awesome. Did they really?
40k crossover. It's a bit weird. I don't.
Yeah, 40k.
Yeah.
Let me shoot at a scrawny guy that's being protected by air with a 50 cal. See if it works.
Exactly. Like, bisect some fucker. Like, railgun, bitch. Won't know. Me and Gronk were chatting about 40k and fantasy stuff yesterday. It's like a lot of stuff. A lot of pieces. Adam's going to return as a ghost. I'm calling it.
Boo.
Ooh, I am a ghost. I've just got the ambience playing.
Making breakfast.
I'm getting in the mood.
I ain't afraid of no spooks.
I was gonna wear tinfoil, but I thought that would be. I'll get really warm. It's a
Next year,
natural insulator.
I'll buy a conspiracy theory shirt off Amazon. I'll grab some tinfoil. I'll be good to go.
You like that little robot invader thing that we watched? They were cool. I like these.
So apparently, I was lied to 6 months ago. Daylight savings has not been.
It's on the 6th for you.
Yeah, so it is not something that was being phased out like I was told. It is apparently still a thing on the calendar. So
We get more
You're like a
sleep
week
now.
behind. Yeah, I've
Yeah,
gone
but-
back an hour, so it's actually.
yeah, but
pretty
then we're also losing daylight. So it's like it's a yeah.
I thrive in the dark.
did the thing where everyone thought they were going to do. It was like, oh, he is still alive. But then he died for real in the end.
Yeah, that's what I thought they were doing, and it's like, no, he died. I'm like, oh fuck, dude, that's like the whole point. He has to like fake die,
I'm
so
a
he comes
Batman.
back, and then they make a better game because obviously this game was poopy.
See, you're
Oh,
saying that,
Gotham,
but
right?
there's always the Lazarus Pit, or there's something that'll bring him back to life. It's fine.
Yeah, but
I
the
mean,
guy that
this
killed
game
him
this game has to be successful enough to get a sequel, though. So it's
Yeah.
like,
It has to have a Lazarus Pit.
That too.
Or
They
we
c-
couldn't afford.
they
We have
coulda
a
just
Lazarus
did,
kiddie
like-
pool.
they could have just said, oh, here's the Arkham mechanics, and you could just like
Hey, here's
at the very least, it would have been like, all right, this is exactly the same as the others, but at least it's like, oh, but it's like fun core gameplay.
See, it would have been cool if they would have did like something like GTA, like you know how you can just randomly just go be playing as Travis or be playing as Michael, and then they're doing shit. I wish they would have done that, but from what I understand, it's more like you go to the Batcave and you just switch over characters. It's
Was
like,
a Bummer Bat.
I'm
Yeah.
back.
make it more
Hey.
dynamic.
Pat will be there in 10. A couple of minutes ago.
10 hours ago.
He's en route. So
Testing. Hello, 1 2
I
1
can
2.
actually do my stats.
So you got physical,
Are you just what do you
mental,
what character? are you
social,
playing, bro?
sanity. Are you playing as Gronk?
I'm playing as Gronk. I have
Okay.
no idea what character.
Gronk
What's
is
your-
playing
Fuck,
with
if you
us.
just-
Oh man,
Gronk, if you're just being yourself, just put points into how you are.
So what's your
So-
most prominent stat, Gronk? It's a deep
No attention span.
10 on the.
Okay,
What you gonna
where
put your? We can put your biggest dice on, Gronk.
I don't have
You're
any
saying-
dice. So
you're-
where's
you're
my?
the constant in this group.
Oh fuck! Did I install that?
you're the rock to all of us, Gronk. You're the one that's gonna keep us sane
What
with
was
your
the-
dad jokes.
Hey, Gronk, if you just Google roll a d act and whatever,
like I
it'll
said,
do it for
I
you.
go with my first instinct, but like at the end of the session, I'm
Dice.
gonna explain to you why I thought or why we'll know why my first instinct
Okay,
was wrong.
virtual
so.
dice roller.
Yeah. there you go.
Well, Alex actually put a D20 in his physical. He's gonna.
What
Snap
kind of dice
someone.
am I supposed to be rolling?
I think it's
Feel like you're mocking me.
12, d10.
No, I'm not.
No,
D8.
it's 10, 8, 6, and 4.
Oh, okay. And then you just got to keep track of your health, which is injured, dying,
It's just
and
3
dead.
states.
Yep.
You'll know if you get injured. Adam will be like, you
Online
get punched in
virtual
the face."
dice.
It's like, okay.
God.
I'm only getting a D6.
No,
On
Gronk,
number of sides.
I'm saying literally type into Google roll a d10.
And when it comes up, Gronk, the little screen at the bottom right should have like little indicators for other dice. They should just be
Roll
able
a
to click.
D10. Okay, actually, I got a
You
D10.
roll dice roll.
Yeah, that should work.
No, I literally got a D4, D6, D8, D12, D10,
Yeah,
D20.
You just have to click. Yeah, all you have to use is the first 4. Don't do the 12 and 20.
Okay,
Then-
so what are the things I need for
so
stats?
physical, mental, social, and sanity are the ones.
Social.
You need.
What was the other one?
Well, I wouldn't put mental, I'd put intelligence, because that's like easier to...
I got
just said what Adam told me.
SFM.
Oh, no, that stuff is your dice. That's what your dice represents. Your
Yeah, so you
stats,
need to
other than
assign a dice to each one of those.
yes, as far
So
as your
whenever,
like
like, they
health
make,
goes,
like,
your
a-
stats are like injured and dead. I'm pretty sure it's like you don't
Well, it's
have to.
injured, dying, dead. It's just...
Okay, I thought we had like stats for like
Oh,
strength.
no.
No, this is what replaces
So, like,
them.
for example, one of those dice represents your physical,
yeah,
like your how athletic you are. So, like, whenever, like, so if say your D10 is your athletics, Adam's gonna say, okay, roll for your athletics. You'll roll the D10, and I'm pretty sure like the DC,
anything above a
is-
4, I think.
I think anything above a 4 is a success. So it's like,
Yeah,
or
so
4
you're
and above.
more likely to succeed because you have. the
So-
So
biggest
like
dice in that
your
stat.
D4, for example, is your lowest stat. So technically you have a chance to succeed on everything, but like it's a 1 in
The
4
1 in
chance.
4,
chance.
yeah,
1 in
comparative.
4 chance versus the I guess on a D10, that's what a 7 in 10 chance of succeeding. So
Was it
Here, let me... if it's
mental-
helps to visualize...
It's-
Matter.
you don't have to make it
Social-
complicated. So, yeah. So physical, mental, social, and sanity. That's the ones Adam told me. And then you just assign one of the dice to each one.
Someone just like
I'm gonna type out what I put last year. So it was speech, intelligence, sanity, strength.
So
So.
let's just change all the names.
Just change
Well,
all
Timmy,
the
I'm
names.
simplifying it for Gronk. That's all.
just simplify it. Just tell me, hey, this is
Yeah,
what you like.
Okay, Gronk, so you've got your D10 dice. Out of those
Yes.
4, what one do you think would you put for your strength, like your physical abilities? 10, 8, a 6, or a 4?
Goes, I guess 6.
Okay, so put that next to where you have it written down. So you put like a D6. So every time there's a strength check, you roll a D6. essentially.
Okay.
Mental. So you've used your D6, so don't count that one. You've got a D10, a D8, and a D4.
D10.
So
Where the
then
fuck's
you
Pat?
have. He said he'd be here, so he's just cooking breakfast apparently.
He could have done this sooner. I'm just saying.
Well, you can tell him that. So
Will when he
you're
gets
the
in.
DM.
You like me? Get up at 4 a.m. in the morning.
Did you get up at 4 a.m.?
That's a little too much. Though,
Okay,
though.
so then you
Especially on
have-
the weekends.
Got 2 left, Gronk. You got your social and your sanity. So you've got a D6 and a D4, I believe.
No, I
What
thought the
was left?
D6 was my.
Oh yeah, whatever one you have left then can infill.
Okay, so the D6 and the D10 are done. So what were the other 2 days? The D8 and the D4.
You pick where you
Yeah,
want them.
it's up to you, Gronk. If you're playing you, I don't want to be like, you're this.
Oh, that's
No,
really
I just couldn't
tiny.
remember what the other stats were supposed to be.
Social and
Oh.
sanity are the last 2.
Okay, let's go. Sanity a D4.
No.
And the other one was what again?
Sanity and social.
What do you
Can you
mean?
dry erase board? And can you go into the top jar and just grab one of the
I
markers?
need to get better at writing shit down.
Gronk, I would literally just take a piece of paper, write the 4 stats.
That's what
and
I'm
just-
doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then you could just be like, oh, I need to roll this one. Bat roll. Like, essentially.
And a D. Okay, sanity. Down sanity.
Adam, hey.
He's
Alright,
wearing the.
So we gotta.
Sorry, I'm watching a video.
No, my boots.
Adam's got a squid head.
He's got the Yan Min. He's got the Yan Min max.
You're all gonna
I
fucking
love
die.
I mean, that was the whole point.
So we need to set up your character. So we're still waiting on Pat,
Strength.
obviously.
Oh,
We're gonna have Gronk as our little skeleton guy at the top. Dan, you're on camera. Pat, he told me to put Caucasian Ninja as his stock photo. We got Alec playing as maybe himself. Andrew
Social.
over there
I'm
as
just
well.
here for moral support.
And Henry's the Kirby with the Jose Cuervo. We got our boy Zuckerberg and the 5G towers.
Dancing skeleton.
My dancing skeleton kid.
It's very spooky.
It's pretty spooky, yeah. And this is my background for autumn because it's autumn.
Good.
And I'm gonna be DM. We got Louise here on special guest. She's gonna be playing as possibly one of her characters
I think
from.
I should be myself because I don't know what's going on at all. I think
It's
it'd be
it's way easier to just play yourself. It's more
Yeah.
fun that way too.
Okay, I figured so. I'll just be myself.
Alright, that's fine. So what we're gonna be doing is, does everyone have their character sheets made up already?
Yeah, we just sorted Gronk's. So.
Okay, I got sanity, strength, social. What was the other one again? I rewrote
Physical.
Momentals. Oh,
it.
no, you
Physical.
said that. Yeah, sorry.
So I'm just gonna explain because Louise hasn't made her thing yet. So what we have is you have 4 stats,
Okay.
and you're gonna assign one of these dice to it. So
Okay.
the rule is whenever you roll for something, in order to succeed, you need to get a 4 or higher. This
Okay.
only has 4 potentials, so you can only have a 25% one on this one. This is a D10, so this is technically the highest one. So whatever stat you want to be the highest potential to succeed on is this one,
Okay.
and this is in descending order. How do I have it here? So
Perfect.
we're gonna assign you your first stat is gonna be physical. And which of these dice do you want to put? So physical is literally anything like running, climbing, shooting a gun, mantling over something, picking up a rock and throwing it, running away from a zombie horde.
I'm gonna do this one.
Okay, so you're gonna do the D8. The next one is mental. That is all sorts of like trivia, thinking on your feet, memorizing codes, etc.
I know all of them before I choose.
Yes, you can. So physical,
Got the
mental,
codes.
social is interacting with other characters that are not players. Non-player characters or NPCs, or maybe you can have one of them like help you out with like, oh, there's a zombie apocalypse and I need to get into your bunker. Let me in, please. I'm about to die. Maybe roll on social to see if they let you in, or if you completely flub it and say, I'm gonna kick your ass if you don't let me in, and they don't, like, no, fuck you. And the last one is mental. As a gameplay mechanic, whenever something spooky happens, like,
The different.
oh, sorry, I meant to say, sorry, that one is supposed to be sanity.
Okay.
If something spooky happens, like a potential jump scare, and I'm right next to you, so I can just go, I can call for a sanity check, and I have these nifty little debuffs that will be essentially things that you are forced to incorporate into your character. Like maybe you can never use words that have more than 3 syllables or something.
Okay.
And that one is your 4 stats, your 4 stats. So you
Okay.
put the D8 on physical.
I did do that. I'm gonna do. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna do social for that
Social
one.
is the D4, okay.
And mental and sanity.
So D10 here, and sanity is the D. Gotta keep these right in front of you. You also have health states, which is like if you get injured by one of the monsters that might be attacking you. You have 3 states. So you have, well, normally you're fine. Next would be injured. After that is dying. And after that is dead. So we're gonna keep track of your character sheet on this little dry erase.
Okay.
If you get a room, you can just put it on
Sounds
top of
good.
that table over there.
All right.
Where's Pat's breakfast? I swear to God.
It's in the air fryer. Wait, no. Hold up.
He
Hold
does
up.
have an air fryer. Yeah, he has like the air fryer ninja thing.
Oh, I thought he came in already. Oh
Is
shit.
he?
He
No,
didn't
no,
see
no.
the exclamation mark
Oh.
start at 10. He just
So
thought
Adam,
it could be different.
User
Oh, there
joined.
he is.
I am
Hey.
watching. I said I
Hey.
was here, but I'm just watching.
Wow.
This guy.
okay. Quick question.
What?
So the stats are sanity, social, fit, and then
Mental.
mental. Okay, I actually wrote strength.
I mean, that's biz.
Yeah.
Intelligence, wisdom,
Well,
strength,
I got
charisma.
fit and strength. So okay. There we go.
And
Bring your
myself.
little bunny thing.
I didn't.
Oh.
I didn't realize it was.
Well, I
You were
mean,
gonna
I
do
don't
that.
know if anyone else is dressing up, but you know, it's.
I'm wearing denim, so as bad as that's all we're getting.
I'm a spooky skeleton, so does that
I
count?
don't,
We all have skeletons on the inside, Gronk. It's just fine. All right, so now that we're all here, Pat, you're okay for your character sheet
The stats were physical, mental, charisma.
and sanity. Yep.
Okay. And what was it again? 8, 6.
D4 all the way up to D10,
Okay.
and then everything in between. All right. So while you're doing that, because I don't really think I need to help you with that, welcome to the Halloween one shot. We're gonna go ahead and start off by introducing what the premise is. You guys voted on the Discord, and you chose that we're doing the Mark Zuckerberg has taken over the world theme, Skynet style. So you guys are playing as a ragtag group of survivors. What you have done is banded together in order to take out a 5G tower on the Empire State Building. You're going to be assigned a series of items that have been provided to you from a prepper. This prepper's name is John Smith for the purpose of keeping things nice and not too... I was going to name him Alex Jones, but I think that's too on the nose. In either case, John is a prepper who was waiting for a Y2K thing back in 1999, but he never disassembled his bunker. So he has a lot of shit in there, such as canned food, weapons, and all sorts of other good things. His bunker is approximately 3 hours away from New York City, and you guys have gathered around him because he has sent out a radio signal that is not using 5G. It's good old ham radio waves, in order to gather a group of survivors who can take out a 5G tower. The 5G tower is important to take out because all of the creatures and monsters that you'll be finding are essentially networked together through Mark Zuckerberg's Meta. In this dystopian future, Mark Zuckerberg's Facebook group thing that's turned into Meta is actually wildly successful and totally isn't rolling him into the red for bankruptcy, because it's costing him millions of dollars to make shitty avatars and NFTs. In either case, Meta has been incorporated to so many real-life situations, and VR has become basically the new norm. People rarely leave their houses, and it's gotten to the point where people can essentially turn their brains off and have all of these softwares essentially move them around for them. This is
Enter
why
is
you'll
playing
be
as Wade
seeing,
Watts. His favorite character ever.
This is why you'll be seeing what is essentially zombies. These are people who have put on VR headsets and essentially turn their brains off, have it automated by Mark Zuckerberg's specialized software. They can do whatever they want in their own little metaverse online, but whatever the headset is doing for them in real life, well, people have been attacked by these VR monsters, and there's also other sorts of technology that has been automated, such as Roombas that have incorporated sentience to the point where they do more than just clean your living room. They can also balance your checkbooks and do your stocks for you. They've taken so much autonomy that they're also in charge of major corporations, so it's not entirely impossible for you to see a vacuum cleaner being the COO or CEO of a major company, while the owner, the human one at least, is essentially a potato in his back room and just looking at like VR porn or something.
Roomba. A Roomba running fucking Twitter. Fucking hilarious.
In any case, you guys are going to be assigned some equipment from this John Smith guy. He hasn't told you his real name because he's too afraid that putting his real name out there will link all networks to finding his social media profiles and embarrassing things that he's done between Y2K and the year now, which is the dystopian future of 2030. So, if you have something to write down on or whatever, the following is going to be issued to you guys. You'll be having access to 2 medkits.
Each or across?
Across
all
all
of
of you guys.
Oh god.
Okay.
It's a survival game, so be careful about these. You might be able to find more in the field, but who knows? 2 medkits. Medkits can heal you from going from injured back to fine. They cannot take you out of dying or dead state. It's a first aid kit, not a defibrillator. So it can heal the injured state and bring you back to fine. It cannot bring you from dying to injured, though. He's also given each of you, each person can get 1 pocket knife.
Now this is not a knife.
Pocket knife. Okay.
He's also issued 2 handguns and a total of 8 shots total. That does not include anything inside the magazines already. It's 8 shots total. So go
Per
ahead and
gun, or
there are 2 guns,
and there's 4 for each.
basically.
Okay.
He's being very stingy on ammunition.
He has way more. than
Being
you.
a dick.
8 bullets total. Okay.
He's also provided you guys with enough food and water to make the trip there and back from his bunker to the Empire State Building. Assuming you take a most direct route and you don't fiddle around too much. So, Have you guys decided who's going to take the guns?
Hmm.
Can I have
I
a gun?
don't see so well, so
What kind of gun is it?
It is
Does it look
a.
like it came out of Counter-Strike?
Let's say it's an M1 1911.
it's like a basic like. little
That's a
pistol.
fucking boomer gun. I don't want that.
Oh my god.
It's a boomer gun.
I'll take it.
45 ACP, Pat. Come on.
I'll take a boomer gun.
Who
I'll
wants
take a
to
boomer
go?
gun.
Okay, so Gronk and Henry have that.
And who wants med?
So everyone gets a pocket knife, right?
Correct.
Gun and how many bullets again?
There's
Four
8
bull-
total
four
between all of
shots.
you, so it's probably
Four
assumed
between-
4 shots between all.
4 shots. Yeah.
Gronk
Okay.
takes all the bullets.
Blunt weapon is used by Henry.
All right,
So we
so
got 2 medkits as well, haven't we?
now
Who
that
wants a
those are
medkit?
dispersed, we're gonna go ahead and take our attention in game. You guys are standing just outside of John's bunker. You're gathered around, getting your backpacks all nice and affixed, making sure your bootstraps are nice and high and tied together. He stands there. John himself is a slightly overweight individual. He wears denim jeans, plaid overalls, and has not shaved in God knows for how long. Beard go down to his belt line, and he is, I think he might be blind in his left eye. Hard to tell. Just really bad cataracts. In either case, he looks at you guys. He also distributes a series of tinfoil hats for all of you to wear. It has not been confirmed whether or not these actually work to block out 5G network towers, but John himself is a very precautious man, and he does not want to send out his strike team unprepared. Not accounting for the fact that he only gave you guys 8 bullets.
Adam, can I fashion my hat into a ninja mask?
Sure, he gives you a bit of extra tinfoil so that you can cover the bridge of your
Yes.
nose down. So now you more resemble your stock image that I've chosen for here, but in tinfoil. I would go into Photoshop and color that gray, but I don't have that strength.
You might blend into
Nobody
the white
got
background.
time for that.
John himself takes a look at you guys as you prepare all of your equipment. He looks at you up and down. So why don't we go down the line and just describe what we're looking at here? Let's start with Gronk. What does he see when he sees you, Gronk?
Slightly chubby dude. Tinfoil hat on. Looking very confused at a gun.
Okay. The most
You're
confused
looking
guy
down
has the gun.
barrel.
It's like looking
Is it clean? Let me make sure.
How do I know if this will work?
No, I'm
Points
actually looking to the
at self.
barrel.
shoots all 4 bullets.
Listen
Oh, it
to the-
works. Like,
John kind of grabs your wrists and like, buddy, you might not want to muzzle sweep yourself. I'm just saying. I already cocked it back, so keep your damn finger off the trigger, would you?
Okay.
All right, let's go to Dan. Are you playing?
I'm Danny DeVito. Well, I'm Frank Reynolds, but yeah, I'm Danny DeVito. So like 4'8", little Bolden guy, little glasses. I got a wad of cash. Yeah.
You're not
He's
gonna mention
got
the
a
other one,
glass.
are you?
I'm on stream.
This
A Magnum condom, and a wad of hundreds. And I put them back in the pocket. And then yeah, I got a med kit. So yeah, it's me.
all right, Pat. What are you playing as?
Imagine some like really skinny, lanky dude with the mask. Really shift. Have a plastic katana on my back, and it's not even like a real plastic katana with a sheath. It's solid.
So it's a Party City
Katana
ninja
prop, yes.
costume default.
That's where you've been living all these
Yes.
years. The Party City.
All right, Alec.
I think I'm just playing me. So, yeah, I didn't.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Andrew, you're playing.
I'm a skull in the background that died in a car-related accident.
I'll
Guy
carry
right
him
here.
around. It's Charlie. He'll be
It's
just a
Charlie.
skull.
Charlie.
Is that the thing? Is that the thing? We have a skull and we're just gonna call it Andrew the whole time?
Yeah, my buddy Andrew.
You have the talking skull from.
I'm just here.
Was
I'm
that
just here for
Squid Game?
moral support because I'm gonna have to
Monkey
step out
Island?
soon.
Thanks,
Cool.
little skull.
All right. Kirby with the Jose Cuervo, Henry.
Just a Hispanic dude, 5'11", heavy
It
built.
looks like Fabio.
Looks like Fabio. No, just
All right,
me.
it's okay, guys. We got one minority. And
British
Taking
guy
off
didn't get
the
it.
diversity group.
The skull could be a minority. You don't know.
I could be
Could be.
black. You don't know.
Could be. Well, you can check the brow ridge to kind of determine that. Either way.
Oh, ooh.
Let's look at the skull. Let's do that old science.
Well, according to my phrenology background.
And Louise, you're playing as.
I am also playing as myself. Can I have a pet? Is that allowed?
If it's within reason, we're playing not too high fantasy here. This
Okay.
is kind of realistic.
Pet rock.
So
Pet rock.
I would say I have a small pet dog from my emotional support due to my
you're low social.
yeah, my low social insanity, I think, right?
That's the
Or-
two lowest, yeah.
Yeah. So is that
Oh,
allowed?
emotional support dog. All right.
Yeah,
you know what species
small.
you'd want it to be?
It's gonna be
Pitbull.
I would love. Can it be a pit bull? It's gonna be a
Emotional
small one.
support pit bull.
Yeah, of course.
They're very gentle animals.
They are. They're
It's
sweet.
No,
the
they
most
are, they are.
gentle
They
pit
are.
bull in the world.
I've
Yeah.
actually only
Adam's
pitbulls
gonna have so much
I've
fun.
I've
He
only
loves-
heard me
he
with
loves
their tails,
animals
and
and
that's about it.
We're gonna make it speak as well.
They're very friendly dogs.
Emotional support pit bull.
All right.
I am
Aw.
myself with
An
one of
emotional
those.
support pit bull. All right.
Yeah.
So, John is currently, after having a look at you guys, and you're all prepared to go out into the field, having given you guys enough food and water to make it there and back again, and some stuff between. He has a coil of rope that he tosses one of you guys, so you can decide amongst yourselves who wants to take that coil of rope as well.
Do we ask who wants the rope? Is there a
So who took the med kits? Danny,
I got,
you took
I
the
got,
med
I
kits.
got the med kits, yeah.
both of them?
You
Tie
took
it to
both
the
of them or
pit bull.
just the one?
Oh yeah, you could get the
There you
pitbull
go.
lead.
Yeah.
Alright, so one end of the coil is linked to the pit bull, and Louise, you can hold the other one. John is looking at you guys, being prepared. So your folks' mission. I have... kind of winded. He's kind of portly, so he's always talking like this. I got a contact over in the city, right? You gotta make your way through. Hordes of VR zombies all over the place. I advise you folks, I didn't give you enough ammo to shoot all of them. Now, it's common knowledge that if you take off VR zombies' headset, stun them, as their brain is so linked into the metaverse that it takes them a while to get back to their normal faculties. So violence is not always the answer. But if you gotta save ammo. Yoink off their headsets. Now take in mind, they can still swarm you, so only do this if it's all by its lonesome. Heard?
Heard.
Prende.
Also,
Okie
consider
dokie.
doing some sneaking about. You're going into the alleyways, so use that as cover. Don't knock over anything. If you see one of the New York City rats, don't worry, they're not VR'd yet. In any case, you're looking for a buddy of mine. He goes by the name of Poncho. His code name. He's gonna set you guys up with some C4 explosives. You gotta take that over to the network tower. You're gonna do it, blow that shit up. And then once that happens, everyone is connected to VR. Is essentially gonna die. But don't worry, you folks are still sane. Keep those tinfoil hats on, you'll be just fine. You have any questions for me?
Yes. Do you know any locations where we can get more ammo?
I suppose it could bumble around through some of the residentials. The area around here is not really many firearms dealers. Once everything gone to shit, the looting happened, and everyone kind of took what they could from the front shelves of most arms dealers. Especially from these parts, you're probably gonna have to break into someone's residential, and if they got a safe somewhere, maybe that's your best bet. Everything's picked clean though. It's been so long that I don't know how long it's been. Folks, good.
Yeah.
we're good.
Why are you out of breath? You just didn't move anywhere.
I'm kinda, I don't get to exercise much. I gotta make
Oh.
sure my bunker's all neat and tidy, so I'm usually just sitting on my ass, watching the door all day, eating canned beans.
And you shouldn't make fun of someone's disability. It's kind of messed up.
It's alright, I'm storing fat for the winter. I'll be good. While you skinny folks are all cold and shivering, I'll be warm and cozy in my bunker.
So
Cheers with the
after we're
tinfoil.
done, we come back here, right?
You can come back here, let me know how it went. And then, well, to be honest, I don't really have enough room to keep all you guys in my bunker. I only made this for, maximum of 2-person capacity. Kind of been eating most of the food, so I'm kind of low myself. You guys do after that? I don't know. I can set you guys up with some more weapons and ammunition if you want to part ways afterwards. This is a very important mission. Think about it as you're freeing all of Manhattan from that damn 5G network tower. It'll take them a while to set up a new one, so that time I can keep them off. Make sure that this place is 5G free.
Right there, John.
Do it.
See you later.
Mhm.
He wipes a bit of sweat from his brow as the act of talking has currently got him winded a bit. He goes back into his bunker, and you can see a sliding door that is the eye peephole kind of comes open, and you can see him peeping through, watching you very suspiciously, even though he kind of already trusted you with guns and ammunition and whatnot. But he's just kind of just doing his thing of just peeping out and keeping an eye out for anything that would be Zuckerberg related. In any case, you guys have your equipment, and it's approximately a 3-hour walk from his bunker over towards the greater Manhattan area, and the rest of the 5 boroughs. You guys have a couple options. One is to take a highway there. Alternatively, you can take a non-paved route. What do you feel? Of course, the options, the non-paved route is going to take probably longer to get there, but because it's slightly further away from infrastructure and network tower signal boosters, essentially, you're less likely to run into any 5G zombies. If you take the highway, there are still a decent amount of cars parked there, so if you want to bust into a car and look for any good shit, you could. But that also makes a lot of noise, and you're in more open air, so if there is a 5G zombie, it can see you from a much farther distance away. So, safety or
how much longer how out of the way is the not highway route?
well, the not highway route would probably add on at least another 45 to an hour in terms of travel time. There's also the chance that you come upon the fact that you're trying to get into Manhattan, and you might need to swim if you
Oh, I
don't
don't
get
swim
into a
well.
bridge.
I don't sink.
I sink.
I don't sink.
Oh, so you do swim well then?
I can't swim.
So you float?
Yeah, but I
Don't
just
worry,
stay
Danny.
there.
We'll tie the rope around you.
Okay.
Oh, what about the dog? Can the dog swim? I don't think the puppy can swim.
And doggy
Very
paddle.
muscular. He's
Is it a puppy or is it bigger than
probably like a year or two.
Okay. They scare me. Dogs
Probably
fucking
wouldn't
right.
like it.
Just looking at me funny.
Which
guess
route do you guys feel like taking?
Highway.
Highway would
just in
probably be the
case.
best. Yeah.
Swimming. No one.
No one wants to swim. Okay.
No one wants to-
Water's lovely this time of year.
Sure.
Hudson. I might die if I get some of the Hudson in me, I'll be honest. Not again.
You decide to take the highway route. Climbing over some concrete barriers, you get onto the highway. It's in a solid state of disrepair. Cracks are forming, potholes are huge. Whether or not that's because of the zombie apocalypse or just because bad infrastructure and loads of damn potholes around this fucking state is also a thing. You get on and you travel for some time. It's not until about probably about 2.5 hours into your trip that you come across a small gaggle of 5G zombies. You approximate approximately 10 of them, huddled around a very large RV. They are beating on the doors with their hands and kind of like kicking at it with its knees. They don't dare use their headsets to like bash the door in because that could break the headset. But you can also see that there is a person inside of the trailer that is not a 5G zombie. They are holed up. You can see a small amount of wooden boards propped up in a very, very ramshackled way, preventing some of the zombies from getting in, but it's a very thin trailer RV thing. And it seems like if you don't stop the zombies soon, they will get in. What they usually do to people is either kill them outright by just beating the shit out of them, or if you have the unfortunate side of seeing one of the zombies have an extra VR kit, they will prop it onto their head, forcing them to become a 5G zombie.
Delete.
10 of
Are
them?
there like other cars like along the way?
There are cars. Of course, they are not moving on a derelict highway. This person in the RV is currently seeing that you guys are on approach, but the zombies have not seen you yet.
On the way, would there have been like any bottles that we could have picked up?
Bottles, not really. Loose debris from like concrete, maybe.
Could I have picked up like a rock or two?
Potentially.
I
With said rock.
Yes. I look at the rest. I can cause a small distraction if you guys want to get them out, break a window, see if that. Are we rescuing people or are we just going there directly?
I'm for giving
Um,
that a shot.
Yeah.
You can't really put a VR headset on a dog very well. Maybe you could use the dog.
Could use the dog.
But he's the dog, exactly. We don't. He's
I guess. Yeah, I just.
Bronk is our emotional support, but you know he's a close.
Try to break. Is there get behind?
So what's your plan? You want to toss the rock and see if we can get that car open and
Well, seeing how the RV is, are they surrounding the entire RV, or are they just at the front door?
Oh, they're pretty much at anything that would be considered an opening. Door frame, windows, even one on the roof.
How do you get up there?
And it's a
Yeah, we
total
should
of
probably do
10.
distraction. If we hide like nearby, maybe like walk by, and then we'll be able to like yank the cables out and then pocket knife them.
Yes, there's a lot of them.
You got that sword on your back as well, Pat?
is this
Boy.
sword from Party City?
The Party City
You mean
guy.
this sword? The sword.
Take the blade.
Not real. I'm sorry.
Ah,
It's emotional support. It makes him feel confident.
I got my 100s for that. So
From what we know about
You could bribe the zombies to leave the van. Then
I don't want to use my 100s for that. I gotta keep it. I've had it all these years.
you know these networks. They love their microtransactions. They'll think, oh,
Maybe
a
they don't
whale.
even use dollars anymore. I don't know what they do. These kids these
Use
days.
Metabucks or something.
Yeah, I ain't got any meta.
But they gotta have the translation. That's how they keep their network going. They let you.
Which probably worth nothing. I think we should do the distraction though, and then get on in and. Give 'em this
So
good
distract
pocket
and kill, or just distract and pull away as much as we can.
We don't have
It's
enough.
too many.
We don't have enough bullets to kill.
Well, it
How
would be
fast
more
are
like
these zombies?
Typically
how
speaking,
fast are-
whenever the zombies are actively trying to harm you, they are walking as fast as any New Yorker in Manhattan.
oh god, that's pretty
Quite
fast.
fast.
That's
we
pretty
could
fucking
always
fast,
throw the
though.
skull as well. What
How
was your
far
name?
can we throw this rock?
It's gonna
Can we
be
throw
up
the
to,
skull as
it's gonna
well
be up
while
to
we're at
Henry.
it? Is your name Henry in this
and-
as well? Or you
Yes,
just, like,
I am Henry. Yeah, I'm just
Henry, throw
playing
the
as
skull
me.
as well.
No, that's Andrew. We
So-
can't throw him away.
I'm gonna use the skull as a
No, we
weapon.
can't throw it.
Actually,
We
I'm
can't.
gonna use the skull
Okay.
as a weapon.
the VR zombies, if let's say we were to take one out, would everyone else be alerted? Do we know that? Do we not know that?
So the thing about the 5G network zombies that makes them so much more dangerous than other zombies in like different kinds of fiction is that they're all networked together. So unless you can take it out instantaneously and also destroy the VR headset so it doesn't send out a warning signal, it will basically ping every zombie within approximately a 50-meter radius.
Okay.
50-meter. Okay. Does it look like there's any past that? Past
Beyond
the RV?
that, you got a couple of stragglers down the highway, and some of them would definitely be within that approximate range.
So pulling as many as we can from the RV is probably our best bet.
Our best bet
So
is
I can throw both rocks and smash 2 windows
Are there
at
any
each different
potholes to
side.
use? Can we use any potholes, like lure them into a pothole and just beat them up?
The potholes are big.
How big are these
but they're
for
not
you?
like
They're not
it's
man
it's not
deep.
How
it's not
big do you
far.
think the potholes in New York
They
are?
can be, like,
Danny, they're not that deep over here,
they're like
man.
the size of a
It's
basketball.
deep for me, right?
You
That being
understand
said,
that
you
you're
fucking
like,
hit that shit with your
yeah. But that's that's probably going to be our best bet if we're trying to keep them out. I mean, if we're trying to get them out of the RV. So they're in the rectangle. I could do the
So
around
I
the.
want to try and hide, so if there's a path that they're going to go in, I want to be able to. Get hit.
And the people in the RV see us like
Just one
planning
person,
all
right?
this out.
It seems to be only one guy at the moment, and he currently is kind of running back and forth between windows, putting up odd furniture that is just enough that he can kind of block it slightly. He can kind of see you guys, just because you are out in the middle of the highway and try to actively hide from him.
So this is just a regular highway, two sides, 3 lanes each.
It is correct. We're
Okay.
currently on the right-hand side, so and for reference, Americans drive on the
Okay. All right.
Here we go.
Get him in.
You
Again.
gotta make sure he knows what he's looking at, right?
They're all driving on the wrong
Yeah,
side
but
of
of
the road.
course Danny DeVito would know this.
Danny DeVito.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay.
So
Just
see if we
be on the
can.
go. Get throwing stuff.
All right.
Okay.
I've got this. I've
Henry,
got this
go ahead and make a
skull.
physical check. You're throwing a rock, and what is your intention? You're breaking a window on a car or the RV?
My intention is to break the windows of a car to cause a distraction, and if one one window breaking doesn't cause a big enough distraction, I want to break another one.
Where are you throwing this first one?
So if we're on the right side, right, of the highway, I would want to throw it behind.
Well,
The
it's not like
RV?
walking away. That's a big old throw. I thought you were going to say you were going to throw it at the RV to make it easier. They could do the hard work and then we could just get the loot.
Or you just
so-
break the window, put that poor bastard out of his misery.
Yeah, and then get all the loot. Like.
Yeah,
Get him
but then
with
what are we gonna do with the zombies after?
Oh, are we not saving? Are we not trying to
No, we're
save?
I thought we were trying. No, we're trying. I thought I was.
yeah,
I was
I'm just
joking.
saying, you know.
I was joking, but
So was I.
I was just curious where you were going to throw, so that way we can plan accordingly. Like, all right, if it works, they're going to go that way, then we'll go.
So if the RV is pointing right north, right, if the front of the RV is north, I want to throw it where the southwest of the RV, towards those cars.
With you guys being easterly.
Yes.
Just to lure them away in a direction.
Yeah, just to lure them away, so the guy, if he's able to see us, he can jump out of his RV and
Free up the door for him, essentially. If he wants
exactly, yeah.
All right,
That's
go
what I'm
ahead and
trying
make a
to do.
physical check.
Okay. It's a 5.
You take your rock and you toss it over and hit a windshield of one of the nearby derelict cars. Apparently, it still had a decent amount of juice in its battery, and it does set off the alarm.
Ooh, perfect.
That's a terrible alarm. No, that. Hold
Hold on, I got you.
Never mind.
Let me just open my
Alarms,
window.
alarms.
That's just my timer for something. So the alarm goes off. It is a very waning sound as the battery itself on the car is kind of low on juice, but just enough that it kind of makes a kind of sound.
Ugh.
That sounds like a dying donkey. Jeez.
Defo.
You can see a decent amount of the zombies, about 9 out of 10 that are surrounding the RV, suddenly turn their heads, begin shambling towards the car alarm, begin to batten down the hatches, so to speak. The one that is not moving over is the one that was stuck on the roof. He is currently trying to make his way down, but his AI pathfinding, thanks to the VR headset, makes it so that he can't fall down too high of a slope.
Get his ass.
It's an autopilot feature.
Can we
Except
try,
it doesn't
like-
fall.
Like, grab him off the thing?
I do that,
See
Gronk?
if
No, I'm asking, should we?
Gotta get rid of him.
I mean, if
Do we?
if the
Stuck
guy
on the
can
roof.
come
If he
out.
can't get
See,
off, then
from
I
where
think
we
we're
are,
fine,
can the guy see us trying to be like, all right, come out now? So see how the
yeah,
zombie
we
would
wave him
react?
over.
The man is currently in a panic, and the first thought he does is peer out from one, or not out from, but from behind glass, and looks around and sees that 1, there's a car alarm going off, and 2, there's a decent amount of VR zombies that have gathered around that car. He begins to prop open, removing furniture and 2x4s from one of the nearby windows. It's gonna take him a hot minute to. He put a lot of shit in front of there.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Can we sneak by the whole group in the meantime, so we're like past that like essential blockade of zombies?
Sounds good. I agree.
You guys can start doing that, okay?
Activate stealth. That's what I say.
What the hell is that? Just keep saying.
What the hell does that mean?
So if you all
hell?
collectively want to try to sneak by, go ahead and make a physical check.
Everyone
Oh no,
sneak out.
Danny
I got
DeVito,
this.
no.
Danny DeVito. No.
4! I got a 4! I'm
Oh my
fine.
God,
Go.
oh my God.
4 out of 4. I
He's low to the ground.
I got a 5.
Yeah, 6.
I got a 7.
Oh god, that was close call there. That could've
Which
been
one am
real
I
bad.
rolling?
Your
The
fizz.
4. What's your physical stat? It's
Uh,
a D6, right?
D10.
There you go, roll that one.
Oh, he's
Gosh,
changed it.
strong boy.
Gronk is strong.
Strong boy.
We roll. I got a 1.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Roll that.
You guys begin
Yes,
sneaking
Gronk, you're the
along-
only one who
His
failed
gun go
that.
off.
Start sneaking along the right-hand side of the rightmost lane. There's a series of rubble around there that you guys like tell each other, oh, there's broken glass over here, watch your step. It's at that point that Gronk, your sleeve catches on one side of the RV. The little spigot that is used to attach to recharging devices that when you get to the stations to power the battery gets caught on the sleeve, and you hear, it's not a horrifically loud tearing sound. It's the sound of, cloth being torn. And like I would say that Dan, you'd be the closest one to Gronk, as he now has a sizable tear in his upper sleeve.
Oh,
God
Gronk, the
damn it.
5G's gonna get in. I was like trying to like. How do I only hear that, or do I hear it further away? Like,
It's a
does it
relatively
echo?
subtle sound, and you'd be probably most immediately next to him. At that point, you look slightly upwards to the top of the RV, which is to your left now, and you can
Okay.
see that the 5G zombie that's stuck on the thing has turned its attention and moved to your side of the RV. Again, it is grasping forward, but it is not be able to get down because its pathfinding is preventing it from falling off the roof.
Oh,
The other zombies, are they turning back around to...
Much to your dismay, you do hear that the sound of the alarm is starting to die out, its battery is dying, and it's only kind of a slight whistle now. While it does hold their attention for a little bit, you suspect that it's not going to do so for much longer.
Gotta put our foot. Gotta move it.
All right, everyone... All right, until they get here, keep an eye on them, but like surround the RV so that, like the zombie, if it sees us, it's not gonna. It maybe confuses it. Doesn't know which one of us to.
it's pathing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's confused its pathing. There you go. And then
What's the guy inside? Hey, buddy. What do you got in there? Are you good?
At this point, the guy inside has gotten enough furniture out that he can kind of get his shoulders out from a nearby window. There's still a bit of clutter from there. You can kind of see like a couple of seat cushions and like a half-broken IKEA chair is being used to prop up the door frame, or the window frame, excuse me. Yeah, he looks out at you guys, and you can see now that it's a probably like 30-something-year-old Caucasian man. He has a bandana on his head and looks kind of scruffy, unkempt beard and everything. He peers out and he kind of begins to crawl out, at which point his shoulders get caught in the window frame. It begins to struggle, and it kind of, you can hear a bit of sound behind him as his feet are thrashing and hitting over furniture on the rear of the RV. The thrashing sound you can hear begins to cascade until it makes a domino effect of something hitting glass and subsequently glass breaking on the interior of the RV. It's also at this horrible point that the car alarm that you set off has completely ceased, and the zombies have about-faced and are returning back to the RV any second now.
All right, now remember, dude.
Idiot. I'm
You
going.
The man is
Dang, little
definitely
Danny's
stuck
gonna-
in there. Do you
Little
leave him-
Danny's gonna run.
Would you like to try to yank him out of the RV or run for your lives and you just have him as bait?
Ooh. Split decision. What do you reckon?
We caused this, even though he was dying anyway.
Want to pull him out and then
Let's try and pull him out. Yeah.
Can I try to pull him out?
All right, Pat, go ahead and make a physical check.
7.
7. You yank him out, and although it's very uncomfortable for both of you, he tumbles out, and you notice that this man is wearing nice Timbs, got these really nice dark jeans that have a couple of acid wash marks in them, and he is now freed from his little containment. He doesn't have any visible weapons on him, but he does look like he's pretty built. He kind of nods at you guys, and then having turned around and see that the VR zombies are on his way, he kind of like gives you like a little tap on the like a pat on the shoulder, and then kind of just books it, going up the highway in the direction that you guys were already moving. The loud sound of his footsteps sprinting down the highway gathers the attention of a few zombies, of which they begin to shamble forward. Eventually, one that was hiding underneath a car grabs him by the ankle, and you see him probably about 75 feet away from you guys trip and fall prone on his stomach. It's at that point he gets swarmed by a large quantity of zombies, of which one of them places a VR headset on his head. He stands cocked slightly to the side and is now one of them.
Nice.
I
Yeah,
say
all that
we get
effort
the
for
hell out of
nothing.
here.
Yeah, I say at that
God.
point. Well, they're distracted by him.
Yeah, we
Go.
just
Yeah, we
fucking
go.
dip.
I was gonna say we want to loot this little RV. I'm pretty
D-
smart.
d- now?
Maybe not the
Have
best.
they,
time.
have they gone back to the RV as well? Let's just dip.
How
yeah.
far
Alright.
away are they?
The swarm is probably about like 30 feet. And again, they walk as fast as a New Yorker.
That's pretty fast.
Don't
Is
know
it?
how fast that is.
Are they close to the RV? How far away are
I
we
don't
from
know,
the
is that fast?
RV?
We're at the RV because we just.
We're at
Rock,
the
imagine-
RV,
We're
guys
at
are
the
on-
RV.
You guys are on the right-hand side of the RV, just near where the driver would be.
Oh, I would be. I'm gonna search.
All right. You go in through the opening that this gentleman has left. Go ahead and make a phys check. You clamber on through.
8.
In a very swift motion, you take a standing long jump and shimmy on through. You can see now that in the interior of the derelict RV, there is a bunch of furniture that has been tossed, and you see the source of the broken glass, which is apparently some sort of mason jar.
Okay. Are there any bags?
He
Around me?
does have a over-the-shoulder drawstring bag that was left on a nearby fold-out couch / bed.
I'll go ahead and grab that and then start going through all the drawers.
Check the glove compartment.
Check the glove compartment. Yeah. That's the first thing I check. In fact.
Are you doing so quickly, or
I kind of yell. I don't yell out, but I say, "How much time?" And then
Seconds.
actual seconds?
actual seconds, I go to the glove box.
Go over to the glove box and you find that there is a small box that would be used to hold sunglasses. The papers used for license and registration. And a
Wow. That's
a
long.
box containing 17 rounds of ammunition.
I grab the. Could I grab both the sunglasses case and the bullets?
That's
I
a
grab
hand
both.
each. That's a hand each right there. I'm ready to help him out if he gets
And
strapped.
I start going over, unless there's something else that would catch my eye.
He's got an extra pair of Crocs.
Stealth Crocs.
Are they black?
They
They're-
add,
they're highlighter yellow.
You have to attune to them,
Oh,
but they give you advantage on
Stealth.
stealth rolls.
Weak ass.
Fuck the Crocs. I
I
leave.
All right,
I'm
you
getting
leave the
him a lawsuit
RV
here.
and you take in mind now the bullets are not in a box. You just have them loose in your fist.
Oh, I thought I'd put them in the backpack. In
You
the
didn't say
bag that I grabbed.
You didn't say that.
Put him in the
Oh,
Crocs.
You're just fisting 17
No, I'm
rounds of
sorry. I'm
ammunition.
sorry. Yeah, I would have
Grabbing
put
it
them
like
in the bag that I grabbed. Both the box, the case of glasses, and the bullets.
You rejoin the rest of the party, at which point you see that on the rear side of the RV, the swarm of VR zombies has basically caught up with you guys, and they are shambling forward, arms stretched out. One of them has like a little auxiliary cord attached to one of his left-hand side, and it looks like he's trying to jab you with it.
Oh no. So they're blocking the way?
They're
The
chargers.
the rear side, yes, but the front side facing north, that is the front end of the RV, that is where the man ran out from, and is currently, for the moment, clear.
Run.
Book
The
it.
opportunity.
Well, yeah.
Henry's out. We run.
Agree. Let's book it.
All right, you begin running away from the VR zombies. Again, they do run as fast. Well, their basic movement speed is a fast walk. For those of you not you.
I would want to say a little bit less than Olympic fast walking. Dan, you ever seen like those competitions of really?
Oh, when they're doing that like stupid.
Yes, like
Yeah,
they
yeah,
like
yeah.
both feet have to be
I know,
connected at the same time. That type of shit, or like one. I don't know what the rules are, but a little bit less than that. That's how
Okay.
That's how fast New Yorkers walk. City anyway.
Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, just keep moving.
Oh, I see.
We could use the rope to trip them up. If there becomes too many of them.
You begin sprinting away as fast as you can without making too much of a noise. On occasion, it kicks up a little bit of rubble and debris on the highway side here, and it catches the attention of a couple of highway-bound VR zombies. At this pace, you do outpace them for the most part, and you don't have to worry about getting caught too often, except for... Pat. There is a wayward VR zombie that was hiding underneath a car hood, and it kind of reaches out to try to grab your ankle. Go ahead and make a fizz check to yank your ankle away from the zombie.
Oh, 2.
You feel a sharp pain in your ankle as from around its hand that grabs you, you can feel something very pointy. It feels like it's a bit of metal that jabs into your ankle. You do take 1 health state, and you are considered injured around your ankle.
Party City guy, no.
It shoots a bit of pain through your ankle, but then the adrenaline kicks in, and you kind of ignore that for a while to keep maintaining your running pace with the rest of the party. At which point, the the zombie shuffles out from underneath, and you see that it has a very comically large amount of excess wires coming out from its headset. Almost looks like a Medusa of wires, all of which have this weird sentience as if they wriggle around its head, floating ever so, like, snake-like above its head, and it appears to be one of these creatures that is very akin to other zombies where in other media, Screecher, or something that yells really loud to attract the other zombies. This creature comes out from underneath the car, and from a very, very loud Bluetooth speaker attached to its chest begins to screech. The rest of you can hear this audibly, and notice that all the VR zombies are now strangely, like, perked up. Normally their posture is hunched forward and shoulders, like, inwards, and they shamble forwards. Now they walk upright, as if someone put some sort of, like, spine affixing rod, make them stand up straight, and they begin to basically flail around in a frenzy. You need to duck out of the way in order to not...
User disconnected from your channel.
Oh, that's Andrew.
That's Andrew. Yeah. I've got a skull. It lives on in my hands.
You can use him as a prop. The zombies begin to flail around incessantly. Many of them almost like brush your shoulders with their hands. It's not really enough to injure you, but it's worth noting that some of them do have metallic accoutrement attached to them, sharp objects that could potentially hit you. You see now that on the highway that you're currently on, the right-hand side, there is a large amalgamation that is beginning to form, and an almost sea of VR zombies, counting upwards of 30 or more. You have an option to jump down from the highway. It's only about a 10-foot drop, or continue along the highway.
And this sea is in front of us, right?
I'm going to give it
Along the highway.
approximately 200 feet in front of you guys.
What would the time difference be? Getting to where we're going.
Quick maths.
Uh,
I don't know.
I think it's less the time difference. It's more,
Uh,
do we want to punch our way through zombies and...
Well, if you want to try to engage how much this would throw you off in terms of time, you can make a mental check. Do that.
Sure.
Here's the... That's a 10, by the way.
Okay.
You thought it was
Yeah, so-
It's like, oh fuck! I failed
Totally
super
okay.
hard.
The dog makes a choice at that point if it was 0.
So your good knowledge of the greater New York area and the 5 boroughs knows that along this highway, if you get down, you could in theory only add about 20 minutes if you just jump down from here, follow along one of the more a freeway, and then jump back onto the highway, maybe like 500 feet ahead of the zombies.
I got bad ankles. But can I use a bit of that rope to like lower us down, or lower me down? I'm old.
Yeah, I
Look at the poor man.
vote for
I'm
jumping
4
down.
foot 8. I'm old. That running back there did me in. I'll be honest.
Yeah, I say we go down. I think
Okay.
that's our best bet with that information.
Seeing this
I'm glad-
large swarm of zombies, Louise tells you that there's a good chance that you'll be able to get back on track, only adding about 20 minutes in terms of time onto your trip. Being not that big of a deal, and safety coming first, you guys jump down from the side of the highway over one of the concrete barriers. The freeway here is actually pretty overgrown with vegetation, but it's actually surprisingly scarce in terms of number of VR zombies. There's like one straggler every once in a while, but they're like caught up on some vines that are overhanging from the highway above and are kind of just flailing there incessantly. Almost just looks like some really shitty Halloween decoration.
After a while, when we have like a small time, can I just share out some of the ammo that I got with Gronk?
Sure.
I got 17 shots, correct? I just want to make sure that I said that right. Okay. So I would give you 7, and I'll keep 10.
Sounds good.
Actually, I'll give you 8, and I'll do 9.
I'll give you 1 bullet.
And then
Can I ask the dumb question?
1911 holds, I think, 9 shots. Is it
What's the
8
question?
shots?
My dumb question is, do these bullets fit in the guns we were given?
Oh yeah, that's a great question, DM. DM.
Well, thankfully speaking, they do fit. I didn't want to be a dick and say, "Oh, these are 9mm. You guys need 45 ACP."
Sorry, you needed this ammo.
But yeah, it does fit in your gun.
And then, are you deciding how many shots we're holding, or do you want me to go on what the standard is for 19?
I'm gonna go with I'm gonna say 8-round magazine plus 1 in the chamber. So take some time to load
Got
up.
mag and some spares. Yeah.
You guys also see that along this trip, you will be approaching one of the bridges that leads into Manhattan. It is, of course, over the water and is quite exposed in terms of overall coverage. There are a large number of overturned trucks there. You need to jump down. You'll be directly into the soup. That is the delicious water around Manhattan.
Is there any boats or anything in anybody's houses along this bit? Is there any like houses on the water?
In terms of houses along the water, they're relatively small. They have these dingy little fishing boats, if you can call them, but in terms of quantity, they can only hold about maybe like 3 persons maximum. Considering how many of you guys are, you would need to find multiple boats.
And then you've got to find fuel as well, right? There's the whole thing.
There's no people acting like using any of the ferries right now because we're not in that kind of situation.
Sounds like a way to go then, I guess.
Sounds like the only way to go.
I wanna kill one of these vined up 5G things.
One of these vine heads.
Yeah, I want to get my penknife and just
Vine was shut down years ago.
Hit it in the neck.
Totally,
cable.
but there's just a shit ton of cables on their heads, you know?
You might have some loot.
I get it.
And old Gronk's torn his sleeve. I want to get a bit of excess fabric, tie it up. Doesn't get caught on things.
Okay. You approach one of the tied up VR zombies. It has its headset wires caught up in some vines and is currently flailing about in such a way that it doesn't really present too much of a threat to you unless you get within arm's reach. You're going to try to dispatch it by just killing the guy outright?
Yeah.
Damn, Danny DeVito's fucking violent.
I was gonna say, which one of you just grab the arms and then.
Yeah, I want a bit of help.
Yeah, I'll restrain him, I guess, as he just viciously
let me just
he just viciously just murders.
The VR flesh pinata is held in place by Henry. Then you can go ahead and make a fizz check with your pocket knife to.
Got 3.
Okay. The first thing that happens is the height difference is incredibly annoying. You need to almost stand up on your tiptoes and almost swing forward to even try to reach this guy's throat. It's at which point you accidentally nick Henry in the arm. Henry, you do take 1 inch.
Bitch.
You just do it. You got his hands already.
Can I try to just like start unplugging the headset, or maybe even just take it off entirely? Is that a possibility?
Go around the backside, which is where the straps are. Any of the more advanced VR headsets come with a series of electrodes that plug basically into the back of your skull. If you just tear those out first, and then you kind of just lift the headset afterwards, after you take off the regular straps, you can take that off. You can go ahead and make a physical check.
Physical, okay. All right, let's see what we got. Oop. That rolled off the table. I can't see it.
Cold in here.
All right. Oop. God damn it. 6.
With Henry and Dan currently squabbling over the fact that you just fucking cut him.
I didn't do nothing.
You go over to the back, and you're taller than Danny DeVito, Frank Reynolds. And you reach over to the back of the zombie and begin yanking out cords. there's a horrible, weird suctiony sound, kind of like someone plunging a toilet, as you remove the diodes and the electrodes from the back of this thing's head. It lets out a kind of like, it sounds like a Windows log off sound.
The Windows error message.
Windows error message and log off sound as its body goes limp as you remove the headset from it. You can see a bit of exposed skull from where some of the diodes and electrodes attached, and this thing, for all intents and purposes, is essentially incapacitated.
I'll get
You're
a
a
bit of fabric
dick.
off.
You're a dick.
You'll be a
How do
baby.
you
You'll be
not?
fine.
I don't.
You'll
What?
be a baby.
Look
It's
at that. That's
nothing.
a massive gash right
It's
there.
a shitty
I'm
little penknife.
currently
It's fine.
in.
I got a med kit. I'll sort you out in a second. Let me just get a bit of fabric off this thing and then help old Gronkster here.
Wouldn't it be more useful to use the fabric to help his wound?
I got an actual med kit here that guy get a little bandage for a little. It's a little cut. It'll be fine.
Okay.
And we
There's-
feed a
is
piece
this
of
guy
the
got a
zombie
shirt?
to the dog.
Yeah.
Now,
Someone do that for me.
They're not.
can I ask?
Just
Can I ask a
evil.
world building question? When
That's
the
pretty good.
does the host
New York
Uh,
World
die
Peace.
when the headset is dismantled, or are they like,
Are they just knocked out?
or are they free? Is that freeing them or killing them? Or well, I guess that technically you could argue they're both, but like they're one and the same.
it
But like,
really depends on how far they are integrated into the VR world. If they've been in there for, people have assumed that if you're in there for more than a week, you're essentially just a goner.
We saw exposed skull, right? This guy's toast. Don't worry about Alec.
Can we just like snap his neck and then feed him to the dog?
do we want the dog to have a taste for human flesh?
Oh yeah, it's
Does
also
it already have a
Fruit
taste for human flesh? It's kind of badass.
We would want
We only
more.
got enough food for us, though. No,
You didn't have any dog treats with us.
we
You didn't get-
didn't.
Poor old John Smith.
So let's get to cutting, I guess.
Yeah.
Let's get to snapping necks and cutting. Yeah, I guess so.
How long does this take us? Does it take about?
It
Maybe
depends on
those
how
things.
much meat you want to get from this guy.
Give me a little.
Are
there's
we
gonna
just
be a
getting
bit of meat.
treats? Because if we're just getting treats, it's
Yeah,
just
just a
his
hand- a hand.
fingers.
Yeah, just a snack.
So I
So
guess
his fingers and toes, I guess.
Something without bone in it.
Okay, so
his
heart,
calf
liver.
muscle.
Get his,
Yeah.
get his.
Yeah, I'll go
pull his
ahead and
arm
just
off
steak.
or something.
Okay, yeah. I'll take a thigh. I'll take a calf.
So
Fresh nuts.
we'll just make two.
And while we're at it,
I'm
we're
not-
just
I'm
gonna
not
cut
very
the whole
strong, so
head
I don't
off.
know.
That way, Andrew has a friend. So
I got Andrew here.
You know how long it takes to take out flesh from from
No.
from
The
bone?
dog will
No
fucking sort
idea.
it
No,
out.
I've never experienced that. Why don't you
So
tell us,
wrong.
Henry?
Hand control. Just get the arm off.
As I'm like cutting into the man's calf and like getting the puppy a treat.
Oh, should we just take his kidneys then?
Look, I'm
that's
not a
a
doctor.
lot.
I wanna
No,
get-
I'm
You ready?
not an
You hear it?
operator here.
no offense, Gronk, but do you want to like sit here and perform surgery on this guy, or do we want to get
Not really
to
surgery, it's more butchering at this point.
Just get his hand, and then we'll be on our way.
They were on the
I-
shoreline, and there may or may not be boats nearby.
Yeah, but we need a big boat to get us all across. But let's
Either
just,
one,
let's see
either
what the
one
bridge
big
is
boat or
first.
two small boats. It sounded like were our options.
Yeah, that's like another option. Let's see what the bridge looks like first, because we've got to get meat. We've got to meet Poncho for these explosives.
Yeah, how far into the city do we have to meet Poncho?
They give us a location, or just
So
an
there
apartment
are
or
a
something?
series of shops in New York City that boast about them having world famous pizza. Almost all of them have that sign. However, only one of them is called. Actually, no, it's probably more than one Balducci's.
the
But
real Balducci's. That's what
The
it is.
real famous original.
the real
Balducci's.
super #1 best one ever.
But you are looking for a pizza shop that goes by Balducci's #1 pizza. It does have that accent in there too.
Balducci's.
It's a little
Number one.
asterisk and a little
The
fine print under the
pizzeria.
sign. Say it with the accent.
Does it have a little pizza guy?
Has a little pizza guy that's like, hey yo, but
I want a
big-
slice. Doesn't have a okay.
It's just written.
we did get
in,
a-
It's just written in Italian flag colors, so green, yellow, and red.
That still doesn't narrow it down.
It doesn't, but the fact that what's happening is you're going to also be looking for one Balducci's. It's spelled with 2 C's instead of 1 C at Balducci.
Oh, they spelled it wrong.
B.
Lucy.
See, you're not thinking like an American. They're like an Italian. They're DeVito.
Yeah, I'm from Philly, so
In any case, you guys are approaching one of the bridges that leads into Manhattan proper.
what do
It's
we
actually
see?
surprisingly, it's very open, and in terms of your options, you can only basically go forward or back, I guess. If you do jump off of this bridge, you know the height is definitely not enough to cushion your fall. Anyone knows that jumping
After a
into
while,
water
it just
doesn't guarantee you
after
preventing
a
fall
certain height,
damage.
it just becomes concrete.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, did we actually butcher that guy's calves for the puppy? I just want to make sure that.
Yeah, I'd say you probably got like one steak of meat from each thigh.
I'll go and
Um,
give
One-
that. I'll go give that to Louise.
One
Here you go.
I'll hold it- I'll
Zuckerberg
hold
branded
on to the
steak.
rest.
One, one VR steak, please.
Zombies in the advanced state of VR zombification, they're very lean and have very little fat on them, so it's very stringy and sinewy. But you know, it's meat is meat, I guess.
I don't think the dog's gonna complain.
Now he'll take it. He'll have it.
Does Henry, you want to be healed up?
After you, yes, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Some guy just did that.
Yeah,
to
some
me.
guy, yeah, just
Yeah, it was
completely
that
missed.
guy was crazy. All hooked up.
I'm
on
just
that.
glad that you
Uh,
didn't hit my throat and hit my arm. You know.
Well, I'm not that tool. I'll use. Is it just a one-use med kit? Then it's gone forever.
Now you guys
I'll do
only
it.
got one med kit.
I'll do it.
That's
One
why I
med kit left. Who's
suggested
got that?
use the.
Who's got that med kit?
I don't got it.
Party City guy, you got it.
I don't think anyone
Did
claimed
we
the
forget
other one.
I thought you said you had
Uh,
both. That's why. You
I got one left then. Yeah. I'll keep it for now.
I got a gun and a knife.
Got a knife.
Cool. Well, I got the last one, so I won't try to stab anyone again. So let's head into the bridge, I guess. Pretty clear. High up though.
You're walking along the bridge, and eventually you get to something that looks like a man-made barricade. Large number of concrete barriers and cars have been turned horizontal so that they block the way, only leading to a small, I guess you could say, doorway where you can basically walk single file. A series of manufactured spikes made of wood, barbed wire, rebar, and all sorts of other pointy objects have been affixed to the front of some of these barricades in order to prevent it from being, climbed over. At the top, you can see that there is a man holding a shotgun. He does not have a VR headset on him, and he has a very nice tinfoil hat that has been shaped into what kind of looks like a pirate hat.
Dar.
Arr.
I wave to him and say hi.
He cocks the shotgun menacingly, and kind of keeps it not pointing at you, but he has his finger resting not on the trigger, and the stock is in his shoulder blade. What the fuck are you doing here?
Looking for pizza.
We're just passing by, just getting through the city.
Yeah? This here's a toll, see? I'm gonna need some, something good from you folk.
Like what?
Well, let's see. Got any food?
I got a little bit of food.
Alright, fork it over, Grandpa.
Oh, we gotta get through first before we give it to you.
Nah.
Yeah, that's not how that
He
works.
goes over to the side. On the side of the barricade, you can see there's a little shopping cart that's attached to a chain. He kind of pulls a lever, and the shopping cart begins to roll forward at the end of the chain. In the cart.
All right, I put some of Danny DeVito's food. Yeah, I put some of my food in there. There you go.
Alright, good shit. Anyone else got anything to offer?
I'll go ahead and put 2 of the extra bullets that I have. put 2 of them in there and keep 2.
All right. Let's see what we got here. He pulls the cord again, and the shopping cart gets pulled back into its place. He looks down, and you can probably assume there's another person on the other side of the wall, as you can hear a bit of rummaging around from the shopping cart on the other side of the barricade. It's a bit stingy for 6 of yous.
No, you never said how much we were supposed to put in there.
Yeah, you only said a toll.
You didn't say what kind of toll, how much the toll.
Well, something that seems worth your while to get back into the city. There's a lot of good shit that has been looted yet, so make sure it's worth the payment.
Well,
Not like the fucking history museum where you pay what you want on Wednesdays.
I got a pocket knife I could throw in as well.
Take what you
Yeah,
got.
They're pretty
Well-
rare. If you you stop pressing us as much, I've given some food. We've got some bullets and this pocket knife. That'll be enough.
Oh, listen, like you said, a lot of the good shit is inside of this, and we gotta come back this way. We could just swing you some shit that we find inside as we come back. We gotta come through here anyway. Why not just... This is half of it.
Yeah.
Half of it will be when we come back. And
go
especially
and
the
make a
other half
social
will be
check.
better shit. Social check. That's gonna be an 8.
Sounds like a good deal to me. If you just stop by Chinatown, give me some dumplings, would you?
Sure, pork, pork, beef, shrimp.
Whatever they got left. Not picky.
Gotcha.
Vegetarian?
Vegetarian? Are you vegetarian?
I mean, no fucking pansy ass.
Thank you. Oh shit, is Luis vegetarian?
I actually was for the past 6-7 years. I have some.
But now she
catching
just
up.
got called out, so that's over.
No, yeah, I had beef intentionally for the first time like the other day. I almost cried about it, but I
How did you
did.
find it?
Huh?
How did you find it?
How did I find it? Oh.
Was it good?
Eating a baby.
No,
Oh.
it was fine. No, it was great. I mean, not great. It just was. It literally just was. Other thing. I thought I would enjoy it more after having not eaten it for so long, and I was like, no, this is
Just what I
another
remembered.
thing. Other flavor. But yeah.
I mean, you just look like...
Sorry, we didn't mean to call you just out.
Yeah, Adam, I can't believe
The
you
end
did.
day.
No,
Adam's
it's fine.
just-
It's totally fine.
Adam's right.
I was waiting for him to say something too.
Way to go, bro.
The man with the shotgun puts it at his side so that it's not as threatening looking, and he kind of bangs on the side of the barricade, at which point a small sheet of metal begins to rise up in its place, making so that you guys can get through their barricade.
Does it look loaded?
Make a mental check.
Okay. 10.
You're familiar with guns to the point where you know that a man cocking a shotgun loads something into the barrel. He didn't uncock it, so it still has a slug in the chamber.
Okay.
Shell,
I
rather.
was gonna try and steal that, but if I know that there's a slug in the chamber, I ain't messing with that.
You
Okay.
guys begin to walk on through this little barricade. You can see now that besides the man on the tower with the shotgun, there's about 4 people behind here. One of them looks like a little Hispanic kid who is currently like sharpening a machete on a very makeshift whetstone wheel. He kind of looks at you and just gives you the good old head nod. Yeah.
What up,
Shit.
bro?
You do any trades, kid?
I ain't got shit, bro.
You know anyone who does?
If I did, you think I'd be here?
Yes?
Well, we ain't got shit, and I don't know how to deal with them zombies besides just lopping the heads off, alright?
Good point.
Another one seems to be a very, I would say, aggravated looking New York woman.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Kinda
Oh,
would
you
get mad
think
at you
you're
if you said
better
I'm
than me?
walking you.
You think you're better than me?
Said the line again.
She sat on a small wooden stool, currently smoking a cigarette, although it is mostly just filter at this point. She looks very distraught and flicks the cigarette butt behind her, causing it to fall into the glorious Hudson River. Kind of just spits in your general direction, not saying anything, but just eyeballing you guys as you walk by.
Under my breath as we pass by, it's like, see, that's what brought the world down to.
No, that's what New York is about,
That
sir.
specifically.
This is what we're fighting for. So people can go back to ignoring people in real life, not hiding behind these VR headsets in their little fantasy worlds. A question though, is this like a bunker that's like is this like a gate to the city that they're guarding, or is this like a bunker that they just happen to have placed in the middle of the bridge? What is the
So
I look
the
around.
the barricade that they've set up is right in front of where the
toll booth?
Toll booth?
Toll
What, like Easy
Plaza.
Pass?
Easy Pass. It's underneath an Easy Pass booth.
That has
Looking
been
it up
long
now.
since abandoned.
Live
for
looking at the New York law. Easy pass.
cashless tolling.
So
Oh,
yeah,
those things? Oh,
yeah, so they've set up some of their stuff is like inside the little booth that the attendant would work at. That's where the little kid is dropping his machete. And they have it so that the boom arm is always up, so you don't need to worry about colliding with it, walking underneath. Either way, you guys have been given safe passage, and with the maybe promise or just straight up lie that you'll get him some dumplings from Chinatown, they let you on by without getting shot at. So through the bridge.
I thought he wasn't being literal about that.
As we leave, I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe that worked. Holy shit. Shitting my pants here.
You think he was being serious or not?
Yo, getting
mean-
the dumplings? I mean, if we pass by Chinatown, I mean, even I would want to grab some dumplings for myself. I haven't had
I
But
think-
dumplings in forever.
Who's making
is,
them?
Yeah, exactly.
I
Who's
think
making
Well,
Chi-
For
it
all
would be
we
the
know,
frozen
Chinatown
kind.
could be like some kind of like
Is
utopia.
the power still on?
maybe they don't use Meta in Chinatown. I don't know. There's someone else. Who knows? Maybe they'd be alright. I haven't heard much. They've got people at the wall at the stopping us getting in all the time.
I say we saved the Chinatown trip unless we have to pass through it. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't use it on the way to.
I say on the way
No,
back.
it's not on
That's
the way.
that's a celebration on the way back, assuming
Where's
that.
Balducci's in Little Italy? Is that a place?
It's,
Little Italy's a thing, yeah.
Alright. That's probably our best bet.
On the
Find
way
this-
back would make more sense. We don't want to carry dumplings.
Yeah.
That
is
Who knows?
true.
You know.
Unless you
That's
want to throw
true.
them at the zombies.
Waste them?
how dare you, Gronk?
Coming down from Canada like this guy.
Fucking guy.
Bro.
Danny DeVito's just like, oh, these non-Americans. What do
Oh,
they
he's
know
not
about our
American guy
culture?
here. What is he talking about? Throwing dumplings.
I didn't realize dumplings were New York culture.
Basically,
Okay, so where were we going again?
Pizza place. We got in Poncho to get some explosives.
Okay.
He's John Smith's contact, wherever he is.
Poncho.
Find Balducci's with T's is where we got a room to.
You guys go ahead
Uh,
and cross the bridge. You're over into the island of Manhattan, and there are a series of signs that show you that the metaverse has really sunken its fangs into this location. Large amounts of wires hang, an extra amount compared to what is usually on service wires, dangling and almost making like a sort of like jungle canopy in terms of the amount of wires that hang from lampposts and other service towers. The streets themselves have been incorporated into fiber internet, and they even have these little sections in the street where it's a glass floor. You can see all the wires underneath it. Other signs of activity are very large LCD TVs that are constantly on a loop of just a face that you're all familiar with. It's your boy Mark Zuckerberg. always just on a loop, doing things like press interviews, talking about incorporating the meta, and they all
Does a little lizard thing with his tongue between each sentence.
there's a bit of like analog static, as if he was like a holographic projection that is being constantly interrupted. And in those interim parts, you can see now that he has slightly robotic features. His eyes are glazed over and don't have pupils that are supposed to be that dilated unless you're like really affixed on something. His neck muscles, you can almost see like it looks like wiring underneath it. And on occasion, the parts where your face articulates, like around your cheeks when you smile, there's a bit of like almost circuitry static and sparks that occasionally come off of it.
People told him he didn't know how to smile one too many times, and he's like, I have to fix this. Can't let them know.
In either case, you guys need to now find your way over to Balducci's Pizza Parlor, #1 pizza in New York. Where that is specifically, we can have one of you guys who is familiar with the area make a mental check. What?
I'll try. All right, here we go. That is a 6.
Alec takes the lead, and he tells you guys to go down this street, through this alleyway, and all sorts of other fun locations, of which runs you into the occasional source of the New York's famous metro station, as you can either go above ground or underground in order to get to your destination. Which one seems like the most suiting for you guys to travel to?
I'm sorry, you said underground or
Metro
Above
station
ground.
or above ground?
I say above because below ground there's run.
yeah, we might not
don't
be
have
able
much-
to see.
There's not a lot of choice.
Rats.
Most flee.
Yeah, do we know if the rats have gotten bigger in New York City after the apocalypse or after the?
Well, they've actually gotten smaller because they don't have as much pizza to eat instead. So.
They eat people instead now.
Yeah, they would eat electronic people exactly.
Or
Electronic.
us.
The rats have not incorporated any kind of electronics into their diet, thankfully enough. They have taken to what is typical for New York rats, which is cannibalism. So if anything, there's actually slightly less rats than normal, but they are all feral and cannibalistic and will eat literally any kind of meat that you present to them.
Gotcha. And then did we get confirmation if pigeons were actually
Robots.
robots?
Make a mental for that one.
All
Might
right.
drop some lore on him. I'll help him with that. I'll make my own one as well. I got a 9, just in case you.
I got good because I got that's one of my weak ones. That's a 3.
I heard this underneath a
dumped
bridge
one.
once, but this is
I
the
dumped
slim
all
on
of my
it.
mental
They ain't real.
stats.
What do I know? Are they real or not real?
So Henry started delving into all sorts of conspiracy theories about birds being government satellites and drones and whatnot. He found very inconclusive evidence and fake news sources such as Fox News and CNN and whatnot. All he just told him was like, it's all in your head. It's not actually a government drone. But then Dan, being the very astute conspiracy
I killed a few
theorist,
pigeons in my times.
took the
I
time
lived off them.
and a bit of birdshot to go around the area with a shotgun and blow a few pigeons off of the roof. Upon seeing this, people ran away because there's a short 4'8" man with a shotgun shooting at pigeons. But when they
This
left,
is just like Frost.
when you got over to your quarry, you bend down and you pick it up. Sure, there's a little bit of meat that they use to hide the very surface level amount of, yeah, they bleed when they're shot, but that's just like a little blood squib that they have so that they bleed when they take a surface amount of damage. But underneath their artificial rib cage made of aluminum, there's a series of small gizmos and gadgets that tell you that they are 100% not government-issued surveillance devices, but they are made by Zuckerberg himself. They even have the
Okay.
nice little M for Meta.
Ooh.
But because this is Danny DeVito explaining this to us, I am a little skeptical. It's like, okay, Danny, whatever.
Oh, believe me, trust me.
I take it full heart. Oh, you
You
serious?
get like 10. You gotta kill
Holy
like 10
shit.
pigeons to get a good meal. There's so much crap in there.
Wait, so
I
did
tell
you
ya.
eat these pigeons?
But yeah, the meat. I don't eat the metal. I haven't even
Okay.
got teeth left.
Wow.
Watch
Who
out
would've
for any
thought?
pigeons. Is
Look
what
at
I'm
that.
saying.
I knew it.
Fellas with the guns. Just
The guy who said burns aren't real was actually right.
take it from me. True.
You see, I know because I started blasting this one day.
I shot him off the roof. Neighbors
Started
looked at me
blasting.
funny ever since.
So you guys are not going into the metro station. You'll be walking on the above ground on your way to Balducci's. As you walk around here, being led by Alec, you can hear a very annoying buzzing sound. Those of you from the area know that there means that there is a surveillance drone just around the corner. What do you guys want to do?
I
Take
hide under
cover.
a car.
Yeah.
There's a truck or something. What kind of vehicles we got around here? Or is there like?
It's like 80% taxis.
Is there trash? Can I hide in a trash pile?
Well, seeing as many New Yorkers just toss their trash on the corner waiting for it to get picked up, there are large amounts of unpicked up trash bags rotting on the side, so someone as
I'm
small
getting
as
in
Dan DeVito could, in theory, jump into a pile of trash.
That's my spot. I'm going there. Good luck hiding, guys. Trash
Uh,
spot's mine.
If there's like a pickup truck around, I'll hide underneath.
Alright.
What would
Oh.
happen if we're spotted by such?
Well, I don't want to find out.
So
yeah,
the
I
we're
dive in
surveillance
the
gonna
trash.
drone is essentially an unmanned drone that will, when seeing something that is not a VR zombie, will let out a large ear-piercing screeching sound to alert nearby authorities to get you into the meta.
fix
Also
that.
blares commercials at you.
Are there any like buildings around here we can just run into, or?
Many of the buildings here are either one, boarded up, or two, already broken into, so they just don't have any like any storefront that has a glass front is absolutely fucked.
Glass is
Nice.
rare here now.
Maybe we should just run into one of the empty buildings, if empty.
Do we even have enough time?
You can hear the droning. It sounds like it's probably like around the corner, maybe like 50 to 75 feet away. These things aren't like on fast rails. They're, they need to maintain a decent pace to get coverage, but they're not so fast that they just overlook things when they pass by.
Are there any alleys? Are there any buildings that are spread enough apart that we could maybe slip in between buildings instead?
There are a couple, especially around like the apartment complexes where it's really compact together, and around these parts, especially closer to the bridge, it's slightly less affluent in terms of money, so you got these bodegas and these corner stores that you could jump into.
All right,
Would
take
it
a
be
quick
effective
peek.
to play dead?
Playing dead is not something that many people have tried, to be honest, because they just assume that it does a screen to see if you're wearing a VR headset or not. So people have not tried that yet.
The dog can
Aim
play
down.
dead, so if we chose that route,
Yeah.
But then
Yeah.
you'd be sacrificing your emotional pit bull. Your emotional support.
no,
pit bull.
they would play dead as well. Got that
The
trick.
dog's just gonna be stood there.
Just over. I mean, if you wanna
I-
test it out, I mean,
I'm gonna take a
sure.
peek down that alley, see if there's any zombies, and if there are none, I'm gonna hide in the alley.
The dog can hide in the trash with me if you want. I'll carve out a spot in the bins. Me and him are the smaller of the group.
Does everyone have an ideal hiding spot they want to go to? There's a decent number of options, to be honest. There's trash, alleyways, broken-in storefronts, underneath.
I'll go into the broken storefront.
Right?
I'll just go under any car.
I'll go under a truck.
I'm
or
going in the
something.
trash.
Trash man.
All right. As you are jumping into one of the broken storefronts, Gronk, there is a decent amount of broken glass that you need to be careful of. Go ahead and make a physical check.
My physical is I got a 6.
Easy enough. You use your clothes to kind of like sweep away some of the glass that's broken on the floor. Also, make sure that you're not stepping on it in such a way that it would crack underneath your foot. You guys are all in your hiding locations as the surveillance drone begins to come around the corner. It's an actually surprisingly large drone, approximating the size of like a ATV. Has 2 rotors that keep it hovering in place, kind of like a small helicopter. A large red laser-like spotlight emanates from the undercarriage of it to tell you essentially where it's looking at. It begins to sweep the area, and there's a small bit of audio coming out. It seems like it's saying something in Mark Zuckerberg's voice. Just keeps repeating, "Welcome to the metaverse. Welcome to the metaverse," over and over. As you guys sit in your hiding spots waiting for this thing to go over, you can see now that there is a small little parade of VR zombies that are following behind this drone. Probably about 5 to 6 of them. You're not sure if they're following the drone because of the noise it makes or because its integration into the meta. No one has gotten the chance to really test why they follow behind it, but it's safe to assume that they're networked with this thing in some capacity. As you do that, a small rodent runs out from Dan's hiding trash bin, and it causes a bit of the trash in the pile that you're coming to find your hiding space in begins to kind of shuffle in place. It sounds like there's some like glass bottles and cans in there. It's at that point the surveillance drone begins to kind of follow the sound of the trash being moved, begin to sweep over your bin. You do.
I'm gonna stay as still as I can. Make sure none of me is revealed. But could I like try and keep sane and keep calm with a sanity check? Just be as crystal still as I can, to not detect any more movement.
I feel Dane DeVito would not have any problem with rats, so go ahead and make a sanity check.
Sanity.
Has anyone made sanity their D4?
Yes.
I got a 5.
I have. I made it my D4.
I'm gonna lose my shit, guys.
Well, I got 4 physical because he's Dennis Vito.
You can hear your heartbeat almost like pounding in your ears as you hold your breath waiting for this drone to fly over your trash bin. You can also hear this very subtle footsteps of the VR zombies gently following behind it. Sound of the rotors is humming overhead, and you can see a bit of the red spotlight peeking through the small gaps in the garbage bags that you're hiding underneath. Holding your breath and keeping yourself sane for as long as possible, eventually it passes over yourself without anything being alerted to your presence. About 2 minutes later, the drone flies over the rest of you and is turning around a different street corner, out of line of sight.
I'm just gonna wait until it's like far enough away that I can move, just to not risk any like sounds being detected. Get down, guys. I'll peek my head up and look around for the rest of the groups.
Eventually, the sound of the drone begins completely waning out into the background. Sound is no longer there, and you are only left with the sound of the ambient streets of New York, minus the people in the taxis honking. So it's kind of quiet, actually.
That's kind of eerie.
That's kind of eerie, yeah.
Coming out
Anyone
from
say
your
like
hiding
the city
spots.
never sleeps? Like
It's the city that never sleeps, not
yeah.
the city of.
Oh, it's a ghost town.
Ooh.
Oh, he said it.
Gonna be a ghost city.
You can get my super not dated ref, guys.
I got your ref, don't worry.
You guys come out from your hiding spots and back into the streets. You're probably about a 15-minute walk away from Balducci's at this point. So you all get back together, make sure that everyone's here, including, I guess, Andrew's skull, and
I've got it with me.
make your way over.
Has Andrew had any input? Yeah.
He said use throw the skull earlier. He's been talking to me a little bit.
Hmm.
You want to hold him?
No, I'm good.
Do you want to hold him?
I'll put him back. I'll attach him back onto my belt.
Shuffling through the streets, eventually you make your way towards a series of storefronts. Some of them are like those really shitty off-brand mobile stores, sell networks for really weird prices. They try to lock you into a contract for like 5 years. Another one is a jewelry store that's been broken into. There's literally nothing left and you can barely read the sign. The next one over is a couple of apartment complexes made of very old red brick, and at which point you do find you're at Balducci's famous New York pizza. Oh, 2 C's.
Was there a code
H
word?
in the middle of York somewhere.
Was there a code word that we were gonna give him? That he didn't.
never
say.
did
No, I
ask.
didn't say. No. Not many people left, so I just be up about it.
We'll just say we're
Storefront
here for
has-
pizza.
Storefront has a bit of plywood on it, where the front door is and where the windows were. You can see that there's the front door, and around the back right corner, there is a little alleyway that leads to a basement.
I think we should probably check the basement.
Should lead with the Louise and the dog, I guess. Everyone
Yeah.
likes dogs.
To the basement.
Lead the way.
Leading the way.
Turn the corner and you get to this basement hatch. There's no lock on the exterior part of the door, but if you try to go for the handles, it feels like it's stuck by a locking mechanism on the interior.
So I guess we go through the front door then?
You could
Let
not.
me just knock. Just knock on the wood.
Please don't knock. So
Knocking? Knocking?
Knock, give it a knock. Yeah, give it a knock.
Give it a little 1, 2, 3.
Ooh.
You knock on the doors of the
Oh, I don't have that caught.
basement, and you can hear some sounds from the other side of it. Sounds like someone running at a decent pace to come up to the door here. Only one of the 2 double doors opens, and you can see now that the other, it doesn't open entirely, just enough for this guy to kind of peek out. He is wearing a full, almost look like a hazmat suit, but entirely made of aluminum foil. He crinkles when he walks, and he has one of his eyes like just peeking out from the door cracks. Who goes there?
the resistance.
Who?
John sent us.
Who the fuck's John? I know like 15 Johns.
No.
The guy that
Chubby,
gets out of
chubby
breath all the
sweaty
time.
guy. Also wears a tinfoil hat.
That sounds familiar.
Has a bunker.
Where yeah, you get the
There's a
bunker guy. Sweaty guy, out of breath.
Sweaty out of breath.
Empire
Show
State
him the dog,
Building.
Louise. I put
Oh,
the dog
you
up.
guys are here for that job. You guys are for that
Yes,
job.
yes, that
Walk
job.
inside. Quietly, quiet. He opens the 2 double doors, and you can see now that the interior is lined with this weird shag carpeting, which makes it really soft to walk on top of, but also makes it so that it holds a lot of dirt and grime and shit. Considering this is just an alleyway with a double door ahead of it, and it's like been taking all of the rainwater into the carpet. It's really gross feeling as you walk across it.
I'm assuming it has like
Squish,
a moldy
squish.
smell too. It's just
Yes, it's moldy basement smell amplified by like 5 times.
I start gagging.
As you guys file into this guy's basement, he closes the double doors behind you, and you see that he puts like a little door bar in his little slit as you guys enter. I'll let you out in a second. You're here for the Empire State Building job, yeah?
Yes.
Alright. So, what do you guys know about the 5G towers?
when we bring it down, we have they'll be out for a while and they have to build it up again, and it's gonna take a while.
Alright, well, that's part of the job. What's gonna happen is, once we get that down, all the drones and all the zombies are out of commission for a bit. We're going on a killing spree.
Sounds like fun.
Ooh.
We gotta go out, take out as many of us as we can, so that the streets are clear. Are you guys in for that, or are you out?
Sure.
In.
Are we gonna get more ammo?
To be honest, we don't got that much ammo. But I'm gonna give you folks a pointed stick. It's got a knife at the end. It's gonna go around and jab them in the throat once and be done with it.
Why don't we just rip the helmets off instead? You know, destroy the helmet.
I know, his knife sounds easier.
Well,
Well, to be honest though, we got a salvage team. What we're gonna do, we'll leave the helmets intact. Got some engineers. Gonna try to reverse engineer this shit. We're gonna take it all the way to the top.
The
oh,
Zuck.
Thought
the
we were-
Zuck to the Zack.
Shh,
to
shh,
the-
shh, don't say that name. It's like Sauron.
Oh,
Don't you mean Voldemort?
Ooh.
You mean Voldemort?
Which one's
Vol-
that one?
The guy with no
Never
nose.
Moldy man. What?
Wait a minute, I think I'm getting my things mixed up.
It doesn't matter.
I'm talking about you say his name and like it gives him power. Is that
That would
is
be
one?
Voldemort.
Okay.
That-
Who's the one I was
Voldemort.
talking about?
the Lord of the Rings one.
His
Ah,
brother.
no.
Now I'm
What are you
confused.
on
I thought we
about?
were talking about Voldemort, not Sauron.
He just said his name again.
Never mind.
It's
okay,
fine. It's
never
fine.
mind,
They're
alright,
both.
you guys-
They're
you-
both.
you guys get
They're
the
both
idea.
Star Wars characters. Who doesn't matter, guys.
Yeah,
let's,
what he said.
Star Trek, Star Wars, who gives a damn?
let's just.
Yeah, what he said. That was a long time ago. So, what I'm gonna do is, which one of you guys is okay with explosives?
I am.
You, sir. All right, good.
They was very confident. I believe him. I don't know if he is,
Yes.
but I.
Gronk, I need you to make it. I need you to make a social roll to convince me that you're good with the
Yeah,
explosives.
do I fucking believe?
I mean, you
Yeah,
guys
I
can
believe-
believe
I
him if you
believe
want
Gronk.
to, but this
I
guy's
fucking
kinda
believe
not a good
Danny
insight.
DeVito believes Gronk, despite him being from Canada.
You guys want me to make a social roll?
No,
No,
it's,
I
you,
believe.
No,
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 you
no, I
don't. You
believe
don't
him.
make persuasion checks for other players. You just kind of.
Well, how to use these things? What stat is it, Adam?
Well, Gronk's using the C4, so.
Gronk, what you gotta do? You gotta press that button. Not now, but later.
Well, I think we
Don't
would have to prime it first.
Press the button.
Bum!
You can press the button, but it's not going to do anything, right?
It's correct. I do not have it set up right now. Got the
So, ha,
wires
I
loose.
knew more about explosives than you guys.
You're in good
I don't know
hands.
What I do
Check
in my
the
spare
mail,
time is
no.
my thing. Don't you worry.
Drunk.
Not yet, at least.
Oh god. I'm unnerved by this. What else other than these explosives? What do we need? Anything
Gonna
else? or-
need, take these explosives, plant them. I gave you guys enough that you put one on each, corner of the frame on the tower, okay? Gonna do, set them up. Boy here, whatever his name is, gonna probably
Gronk.
get within, probably like 150 feet away.
What, the top or the bottom?
What?
You got the Empire building or the tower? Is it above the Empire State?
No, it's like on top of it.
Oh,
Just don't set it off.
yes.
There is a estimated range before you can actually want to be a safe distance away, but not be too far that it doesn't reach the signal to the receiver.
range.
What's gonna happen is we're gonna blow that shit up. Tower's gonna come down. I didn't give you guys enough to blow the whole building down. Don't worry. I think
But
it's
like,
gonna-
how far away do we have? What's the signal range? So we know that we can be close enough to push the button, but not too far away that it won't work.
farthest case scenario is probably about somewhere between 500 to 1,000 feet away.
Okay.
As soon as that happens, it's gonna blow up. You're gonna want to be away from that because it takes a minute for the thing to actually break. Might attract some zombies, and you're gonna haul ass. Make sense?
Sounds
Take in mind,
logical.
there's some things that are problematic besides zombies around here. A couple of the locals who stuck around, just scrapping by, and anything that's worth stealing, looting, whatever, probably get attracted to this big explosion. So some of them got guns, some of them don't, but they're gonna want the shit that you got. Sense?
Makes
Yes.
sense.
As soon as you're done with that, mission's done. The cleanup crew arrives. We're hidden all around the city, just waiting for the signal. That signal is an explosion. All your goddamn eardrums out.
Well, I've always liked fireworks, so why don't we get this started?
Got any pizza?
Oh yeah.
That pizza oven hasn't been on in probably like 20 years.
That'd be a no then.
But yeah, you want me to just get this raw dough out of my ass and just put it in the oven for you? Yeah, sure why not?
Well, you're in a pizza place. I thought you might have worked here before.
Ah, moved in.
Well, I'm disappointed. We all came all this way for this world famous pizza.
Yeah, like 20 of the shops say world famous pizza. Go to them. If they're still up and running, and by God, then save me a slice.
Where can we get dumplings?
Dumplings. Who the fuck's making dumplings nowadays?
Chinatown, I guess.
I'm not making my way over there. Fuck that place.
Are we close to Chinatown? How
Can
close
we
are
be
we to
focusing on the
Chinatown?
tower then Chinatown?
We need dumplings for the journey up the stairs.
They're hard.
Surely. I
They're high
gave my
on
food away.
protein.
I need the protein, the shrimp or whatever. Nah, we'll find someone on the way.
Well, hopefully we'll find a dumpling place on the way.
There
or
might
on
be
the way back.
dumplings. There might be dumplings on the Empire State. We don't know. Who knows what Zuck's been up to up there?
Does he even eat human food?
Assuming at this point it's just paste that they
Paste.
consume.
Like Silent Green?
Like
Silent Green?
yeah,
Like an IV.
like a slime
part of the
that's
apparatus.
just that has all of the vitamins and nutrients
Ah.
that you need.
And somebody else writing that.
Fuck.
That's a little bit much. The green slime just makes sense. Just provides all the nutrients.
I don't know. It was just on a random board, so who knows?
Let's see. So he gives Gronk the explosives. They're a series of 4 different satchels to set up,
So I'll write down 4.
and a series of wires that go to the receiver, and a detonation device trigger button thingy. In either case, you guys have all your shit from Poncho over here, and he sends you guys out through the same hallway, doorway that you guys came in from. Approximate distance between here and the Empire State Building is probably about like 4 blocks.
Good.
Relatively
Got it.
long.
Oh, is
We
it?
just,
I
we
thought that was
wanna
like,
be
that's pretty
s-
close. 4 blocks, like.
Just want to
Uh,
be sneaky
let's
though, just
see.
in case if there's any.
I think I fucked with them.
Hey, y'all.
Aye.
Then
Cans or
Yeah, I
can?
mixed
Or-
something up.
Adam has broken.
So we are deaf
Evs-
to you currently.
Oh
It
no.
doesn't want us to coordinate. That's all right.
Adam. In doubt.
I will be
Squids.
right back.
There you are.
Hello.
We're also back.
Cool.
You're all back.
All good, Adam?
Yeah, I was trying to set up my voice mod, but the thing is, we're using my microphone to do output. I can't use my headset.
You're gonna be like echoey, like, it is me, Mark Zuckerberg drone.
Yeah, no, I was planning on doing that, but
Yeah.
I'll just use the.
I'll imagine that you're the up over the muffled squid thing.
Makes it sound like Bane.
Yeah, Baneberg.
Oh no.
Jeez.
Some of you will die.
By the metal. Or whatever he fucking says.
I bet. Fitted ass ski mask.
He used to have it without the ring light, so that he would just look like this like pair of eyes in the room.
I'm back.
Hey.
Alright, so you guys have the explosive charges, and your journey to the Empire State Building is right around, well, I won't say right around the corner, that's still relatively far from Balducci's. You gotta go and pass through probably about like 3 to 4 blocks.
How big's a block roughly? Just give me like an estimate. How many football fields would you say? A couple? Or?
Is that
I'm
our football
I'm not from
fields
New
or
York.
your
I think-
football field?
I think a
soccer
block would be
fields,
a
apologies.
would be a soccer field.
Trying to think of like a
New
couple
York
of apartment buildings, then another one.
New York City's block. I think that would be like the right
Okay.
approximate.
One
Yeah, a football
block.
field from end to end would be a block.
Ends.
Fair amount.
Block also varies depending the size of the city and the size of the block.
Okay.
Could be pretty short.
Is it like one Central Park wide? Or like less?
Park is
Left.
pretty
Usually
The park is pretty big.
So
We are Central
usually-
Parks away from.
So the blocks in Manhattan are from 264 feet to 900 feet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's pretty big.
A lot of feet.
Alright, so we've got a little bit of ways to get there. Little Danny's gonna have a sit down when we get there because his legs might hurt. But no time like the present.
You guys are passing through, and you still
Oh,
have a
yeah.
decent amount of distance between covering here and the Empire State Building. There are a few straggler VR zombies, maybe in either singles or pairings of about maximum of 3. On your way at a 4-way intersection you are at. A series of them have been gathered around some sort of manhole cover that is currently spewing out sewer-related fumes. The sound of the popping of heated gases has drawn their attention ever so much. And about 3 to 4 of them have gathered around this manhole cover. Would you like to try to take them out or stealth around them?
I say stealth.
I'd say stealth too, yeah. There's no.
Okay. Yeah, I agree.
Right. Everyone go ahead and make a Fizz check.
Got a 4. Got a 4. Oh my.
I got a 2.
Got
Also
six.
got a
No,
4.
Gronk again.
Oh,
Bronchi is not the
I'm
stealthiest
rolling a
of
D4.
I got a
bro. What
7.
are you rolling on?
I'm rolling on a D10.
Oh, no.
jeez.
Gronk. Poor luck, buddy.
Yeah, welcome to my world.
Oh.
What happens to poor Gronk?
Get ripped to shreds.
As you pass by around these, Gronk's elbow accidentally hits a semi-opened door of a car, causing it to kind of slam shut. It does trigger. It does not trigger the alarm. This one is apparently dead on batteries, but just the sound of him closing the door is enough to get the attention of at least 2 of the 4 zombies. You guys can see as you hide behind a couple of overturned taxis, cabs, that Gronk is being currently aggressively walked at by 2 VR zombies.
how gridlocked are the cars on the street, by the way? Just curious.
Pretty fucking badly, I'd say.
Okay.
Like almost like a little edge maze of cars.
Gotcha.
What is the distance between me? What would be like the relative distance between me and Gronk?
You're like in a small cluster.
Okay.
Should we run or fight?
Did we run?
Let's just get away from them.
Looking in the direction you have to go, how many zombies are there? Like in Nylon?
If you had to count right now, it's probably less than a dozen.
They see us. We're in the yeah. Well, we're just kind of discovered. I say, yeah.
Bucket.
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 With that in mind, as they shamble towards you, you get out from your hiding spot between the car hoods and kind of just begin sprinting towards the Empire State. It's at that point you get the sound of one of the most horrific inventions that Zuckerberg has ever invented. It is essentially a almost 25-foot tall industrial robot. Its purpose in the creation of it is essentially to act as a mobile. You know how at malls they have the kiosks that have the VR headsets in them? This one is essentially a mobile tank that has a series of VR headsets attached to it with several computer devices that run VR games on them. It's essentially a square mobile tank, approximately 25 feet tall. Begins to roll out from a nearby garage and begins to blare sounds of what is essentially ad campaigns to buy VR headsets.
Where is it relative to us and the Empire State?
It is not interposing in the way of you guys getting to the Empire State Building. It is probably at an adjacent angle. If you are facing north to go to the Empire State, it's at your east.
Okay.
It is currently so large and barreling down the street that it pushes and crushes cars out of the way. All the meanwhile, a series of wires dangle from it and have loose VR headsets, some of which are attached to zombies as they kind of crawl alongside of it, being dragged along as they cannot move as fast as this tank-like vehicle.
Can we run down into the manhole and use the sewers to get the rest of the way
Some
there?
gas coming out of that shit.
Yeah, it's
That good gas, warm gas.
That's bad
I-
gas.
yeah.
That's yeah,
Is it
that's
bad?
Gas is usually
steam.
bad, isn't it?
Yeah, usually it's like some really hot steam that comes out of those shits. So no, I wouldn't go down there.
Like someone
Hot
had a big,
steam
large, steamy
or
shed.
being run over by a VR tank? I mean, is there any other routes we can go? Is there like a window of time where we can like run up ahead and beat up the zombies and then this tank seems like it's not stopping and we're currently behind what it's going to be rolling over.
I mean, I was thinking we just hit if it's coming from that direction.
We just
It has
book
to-
it to
we just
the
keep
Empire
going.
State Building.
Okay.
To duck off the road, see if there's an open building on the side, maybe. But
Oh yeah, that sounds like yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea. So that
but if we can outpace it, depending on how fast it goes, then I'd say we go.
Yeah, could we lose it in like a building?
I want to
Alleyway?
keep eyes on it and see if there's any like way to exploit it, maybe any exposed shit. I will go to a building where we can observe it going by. And I want to keep an eye out and see if there's anything exploitative. I can sneak up on it and pull a wire out of it.
I'm sure it has a single wire that you could pull and destroy the whole thing.
Off now, off here, big red button. I don't know if it has any like signs of wear and tear or something.
chased, so we would run away, but see if we can duck into like a building or an alleyway where we could probably hide out. Because Gronk did get discovered, so.
Walk that. Yeah, is there any like route we can go which you can make like a zombie like trip? Or is it all like the cars bunched up so much?
Well, on the streets themselves, the cars are bunched up very densely. On the sides, there are still the typical buildings around here, separated into a grid-like structure. Many of them have either been broken into or are boarded up to the point where it's too much of a hassle to try and break it.
Louise, what do you reckon we should do?
One
Yeah,
more
it is.
time. What are we deciding on?
I was just wondering what you're thinking. What a giant
Run or hide?
is.
I don't.
Run and hide.
I don't think we can fight a giant robot tank. So
Yeah.
And you get a bazooka.
I think we should hide.
We try and find a building to hide in. Then
You all scramble off the street and begin combing the sides of the sidewalk, looking for buildings that have enough of a leeway to let you guys into it. Many of them have boarded up doors and would take you too long to pry off the wood. And you keep traveling along this. Eventually, the tank with the VR headsets kind of almost rounds the corner, not but about 70 feet away from you guys, and begins to, you can see now that it runs on treads, and begins to essentially rev its engines as it sees that you guys are walking around without any VR headsets. Almost like a horn honking mix between like a large beast's roar. It begins to barrel down the street that you guys are looking for hidey places to find. Let me see.
Well, he's a skull.
Yeah, but he's basically Danny DeVito.
yes.
It seems to have set its sights on you, and as you're like beating down doors to try to get into them, it lashes out with one of its wiry tentacle-like headset setups, and it tries to capture you with its helmet contraption. Go ahead and make a physical to try to duck out of the way.
Danny, no. Alright, let's roll.
you haven't failed yet.
I got a 3. Danny's gonna. Danny's.
Danny,
Zuck-
no.
whatever it is.
Oh no.
You guys see
Oh.
Danny get a helmet attached to his head. He begins to put little straps around the side of your face, and a VR visor begins to slowly deploy over your vision. The last thing you see in terms of what you actually see with your realize is the large wires coming around your face. And the next thing you see is that you're in a nice, what looks to be some sort of conference room. It's only you at one end of a table, and at the end of this really long table is an avatar of Mark Zuckerberg.
I saw you on the TV.
YouTube is owned by Google, so don't worry, guys. We don't need to.
We're all good,
Zuckerberg's
all
not
good.
watching.
I saw
Or
you
is
on the
he?
TV.
With open arms, he begins to walk towards you from the opposite end of the table. Welcome to the metaverse. I'm here to guide you on your journey into this brand new, brave reality that we find ourselves in. Go ahead and make a sanity check.
Coming in clutch with the D8.
Get a 1.
Oh fuck you, Gronk! I got a 1. Oh, I got a 1. Yeah.
There should be a psychic. What's it called? What are these?
That's
Yeah, psychic stat.
oh, Gronk's precognitive, yeah.
He is. He's got you.
Looper, you know.
You guys see Danny DeVito go slack, and then he kind of like uprights himself. The wire from the top of his head leading back to the tank now sees that he is being incorporated into the hive mind.
Did we go help him?
Are we close enough where we can rip the VR headset off?
You can try.
Oh, yeah. Can I try to do that?
I love pigeons, guys. You love pigeons? They're great.
Danny DeVito, no. I loved you.
Pigeons are so
No!
good.
I got a
loved you in
one!
Matilda.
Yeah.
Henry, as you run over to try to yank the
I gotta get him with a knife
headset
again.
off of Danny DeVito, you can feel your palms are sweaty, not able to get a good grip on it. The tank itself is relatively large and menacing, so that already kind of puts you off in terms of psychological warfare. You can feel, going back to Danny, back in the VR, you can see now that the office complex that you are in has broken away, and you are on a beachfront property, holding a martini glass in one, and sitting next to Mark Zuckerberg in a lawn chair in the other.
Got any ham?
We have all sorts of food here in the metaverse. You can make it taste like anything you want. He claps his hands, and a series of little butler-like robots begin to come up the beach. None of them have legs because they haven't rendered those yet. And they
Oh,
begin to
okay.
serve you little finger sandwiches with ham and cheese and other sorts of things. Does anyone else want to try to save Dan DeVito?
I will try.
Right,
I'm
Pat?
also gonna
I'll
make a
use
sanity
my,
check because I failed to rescue one of real
Famous movie star.
Party
famous
member.
Famous movie
movie
stars in
star.
the 80s.
I rolled an 8.
Nice.
Pat grabs his toy ninja sword and begins to hack
Pry
at
it
the
off.
it begins to hack at the wires hanging around Danny's head. He realizes that in his advanced state of adrenaline rush, that this shitty Chinese-made ninja sword actually has a couple of manufacturer's errors, and they actually have a metal part that is supposed to be plastic in the hilt of the sword itself. You kind of stamp on it with one foot, and it creates a little bladed edge, which is definitely not safe for children. And you begin to carve away at it. The wires, you can feel these little sparks flying off of the wires. The tank begins to buck and flail as if it's feeling all of these motions like you would if you were cutting off its finger. Your vision, Dan, of Danny DeVito and your martini glass hosting with Mark Zuckerberg begins to waver. It becomes staticky. The sea is now, instead of a nice beachfront property, is now a roiling tide of angry ocean. The butlers themselves turn into almost look like 8-legged robotic spiders, all of which are
Oh.
holding, like, instead of holding a silver platter with a martini glass, instead they are a silver platter with severed heads on them. And
This
they're
ain't
trying-
rum ham.
As you begin to hack through, you can feel yourself wavering in between your consciousness in real life versus your metaverse version. You look at your hands, and they're like a cartoonist version of your actual hand, sausage fingers and everything. Eventually, you begin to see that you are looking through a lens of VR, and your friend Pat has removed the wiring of the VR headset from your head, although you are still feeling like an almost weird disconnect with reality. It's like, am I in real life right now? Is this real? Is that real, Pat?
Is this ham, guys?
Let me go ahead and need to get open. And Dan, you're gonna have a fun little quirk that you get to play with for the rest of
Nice.
this.
Okay.
Man,
Can't wait.
last year's was fun. What was last year's? I forgot.
It was the
The 3-syllable.
no it's something. It was
Was it
something
someone
like that,
that
actually.
someone
Yeah.
that couldn't speak? Someone that could only speak in gibberish, I think.
Well, that happened to
I
Laszlo
had
a
that
few
with the
sessions
thing.
ago.
Yeah. I had that with my other character.
Oh, whoops. Okay.
That was like that was Laszlo with the insanity thing.
I love it. And yeah,
I'm not even. Yeah, I was just like adamant that you guys were fucking with me.
you had gotten the ego
Yeah.
perk, and then so like you were adamant that you were speaking fine, and we were the
These
crazy
guys,
one.
yeah.
We were
you
adamant
guys-
that you were making a joke, and you're just doing it for attention. So it was just like
no resolution.
Dan, your character is now an alcoholic.
I get. What is it when they like crave alcohol? Like they get like dry throat or whatever. Okay. Well, I take the. Does the headset come off or?
It's not off yet, but it's like resting on your head, but it's lost its connection to the tank, so
I
you
rip
come
it
off
off.
and suddenly you feel like, man, I could use
And booze, guys.
some booze.
I
But
can
the
use.
tank
I
is
can
still very much
actually
a
use
threat.
some margarita.
I threw the helmet down on the
you
ground.
gotta superimpose Danny DeVito's head over Henry's avatar. and
Actually,
then-
could I put the VR headset over the skull of Andrew?
You could, but you'd be carrying that around if you don't mind.
I'm already. Yeah, I'll be carrying that.
Well, the tank is still very much a threat, and it is going to try to lash out at another one of you guys.
Guys, get in the building. I'll try to interpose myself between any lash that comes our way.
Well, it's striking out to try to hit Pat. Go ahead and make a physical check to try to duck out of the way of the incoming tentacle arm.
Can I make one to duck into the way of it?
Uh,
A duck in?
If you
Like
can't
get down,
dodge out
Mr.
the way.
Like
Like
get
a-
down, get down,
Get
Mr.
down, Mr.
President.
President. Yeah.
Using my mall ninja agility and parkour training, I rolled a 9.
well, looks like you don't even need to help him.
Being as he dodges out of the way niffly, I won't do that.
Dodge roll.
So one of the tentacle lashes out and it tries to affix to Pat's head. Using his advanced at-home kung fu knowledge that he looked up on YouTube, he ducks out of the way and strikes a very weird anime pose. Standing there, the rest of you are all gawking at this presentation of manliness and physical prowess. Do you want to stand here and play kung fu with the tank or what?
Are we running? Are we running?
We
Why
should
are we...
run away.
Running.
We
yeah.
can't unless someone wants to try punching the tank. Let's go.
Got booze on it.
It has
Is there a
boobs on it?
margarita there?
I was like trying out grasping for like a margarita that's not there anymore. Okay, yeah, someone lead the way. Let's get running. I don't wanna...
Dog leads the way.
Go, dog.
Dog knows where to go.
Follow the dog.
You guys begin running away from the tank, and
There's
The
an
dog's
actual
been
dog
barking back.
outside.
He's there. He's telling you the way.
you run away from the tank, and eventually you cross through these very, very narrow street alleys that are way too thin for this tank to get through. And it's also enough structural integrity that it can't just plow through it without just having the building collapse on top of itself. The pathfinding also doesn't have the GPS tracking to go into alleyways. It only goes on. Eventually you get to the base of the Empire State Building. Of course, the tower is not on the ground floor, it's on the very tippy top. And you surmise that the elevator might be out of order. There's very little to no electricity being run through the streets around these times, and you might need to take the stairs up. I actually don't know how many stairs or floors there are on the Empire
I'm
State
looking up
Building.
New York law. How many
let's-
steps are in the Empire State Building? 86
Go to the bathroom real
okay.
quick. I'll be back in a minute.
86.
86 floors, yeah. 1,576 steps.
Guess we start rolling.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might kill Danny DeVito. I'm not gonna.
How many steps did you get?
1,576, 86 floors.
Holy fuck. We're running, boys and lady.
And
We're
dog.
rolling.
And
And
doggy.
skull.
And skull.
Well, you
With the
guys
VR
are
headset
traversing
on it.
up the steps of the Empire State Building. The service elevator is out of order. The escalator only goes up maybe like 2 floors, and the rest of it is just legging it with actual real stairs.
Okay.
Let's see. On the 10th floor, you get to a location where you need to cross a small catwalk in order to get to the next flight of stairs that goes up. The safety railings are intact, but if you look straight down, you can see the 10-floor drop to the bottom, and there's only a bit of a glass floor that prevents you from, well, I don't think it would actually prevent you from dying by falling off of this thing. On one end, there appears to be a person that is incorporated into the meta via a headset, but they look to be more sapient than regular VR zombies. They stand there with what looks to be some sort of large crowbar that has a series of wires attached to it. Almost looks like he kind of just glued them together and is now standing there like some sort of lone sentry at the end of the walkway.
There's a glass walkway.
Yes.
Henry and Grant, get
does-
ready to shoot the walkway. I'm gonna lure it out.
Okay.
Does don't we have to cross the walkway?
There's a hand railing so you can like shimmy across, right?
How far is he to us?
Not very. It's just like on the opposite end of the crosswalk.
Also, shouldn't we just use our
I
knives?
miss?
Because
Did I
we
miss something?
shoot, we're gonna get attention.
If
Okay.
I pin it to the how fragile does the walkway look? Like, if I was to tackle him to the ground, will he break the
Gonna fall
glass?
down, yeah.
Make a mental.
I'm great at those.
We could
Oh.
attach the rope to
What's
you
this?
so you don't fall.
What's the situation we're dealing with? Roger?
A guy with a crowbar, a meta crowbar user.
A
up ahead.
sentry at a glass walkway, trying to figure out if I was to charge at him and pin him to the ground, will the glass walkway shatter with a 5?
The state of this glass in its heyday might have been enough to hold structurally sound, but at this point there's enough small cracks in it that if you do anything too heinous, you'll probably break the floor.
Could we use the puppy to lure him out by just him making the puppy bark so it comes towards us? And
I can make a
Dabble.
bark sound. Like, woof. What dog? Come over here.
Or-
What guy? Are we around the
Speak, Ubu,
corner, or has he
speak.
got line of sight on him? Like,
The dog to speak.
yeah, can we ask the dog to speak so to
speak
lure him
fluent
towards us?
English, dog.
Dooby doo.
What tricks do you think your dog would know?
Play dead, fetch, and speak, or
Okay.
I think
Take him.
I forgot
Get him.
that.
It's a peaceful.
The
Take him
unconscious
with kindness.
silence.
Oh yeah, he like grew up in the apocalypse, so yeah, he's got to have Sikkim.
Right.
You order the dog to bark, and the sentry at the opposite end of the glass walkway hears it. It doesn't move from its spot, but instead begins to like raise its head from a slightly lowered position. Looking at the rest of you, it begins to blare out a series of noises from its speakers built into its shoulder blades.
I say we try to run past it.
It says, "Halt! Non-meta users not beyond this point."
And I throw the meat treat at it.
Yeah, if you want to. Go ahead and make a fizz check.
This one?
Yeah.
That's a 2.
You take the meat steak and you throw it in the general direction of the sentry on guard. Unfortunately, though, the weird aerodynamics of the meat steak kind of frisbee it, curve off to the left, and it kind of falls through and off of the walkway, and you can hear it splat on the ground floor. Your dog looks at you and like, I'm not good.
Could I use the Andrew skull and meta headset above Danny DeVito's head? Pretend to be a meta user.
Make a social check.
Okay. 6.
You place the Andrew skull
Right.
above your head, as closest to your neck stump as possible. And you kind of just shimmy forward. The creature lets out a small, like, pinging sound, and from its crowbar, almost looks like a little scanning radar that they use to scan grocery barcodes, kind of, like, envelops you. As you stand there, holding your breath to see if this damn thing works, you can hear this weird confirmation, like, ding. You, like, successfully make a transaction. Congratulations, user! Go on through.
Okay. Go through.
Okay, so what about the rest of us?
Just watch.
As I
Just
walk,
walk.
is it still looking towards them?
Well, you've already walked past it, so it goes back to its stationary position.
Okay.
and
Does he
it-
have like a cable stuck out the wall to where he's like being?
No, he is completely wireless
Oh
in
shit.
that regard.
Stab him in the back.
And I put the dog over my head. Does it detect animal faces? Does it count?
Right.
I'll try it. Just like wear the dog.
All right, well,
We don't have.
Give the dog a
Dog meta,
piggyback
yeah,
ride,
social.
and then
Fuck. Damn it. How do you even read that?
it's one on top.
Okay, well, I got a 2.
You take your dog and put it over your head. The creature begins to scan you as you approach. Error, non-meta user. Please affix VR headset. Please affix VR headset. And it kind of puts its arm out in such a way that's kind of blocking you from walking forward.
I go under it?
You can try to shimmy underneath it, sure.
Yeah. Jesus fucking Christ.
Oh, you got my luck by the sounds of it.
That's a one.
You try to go underneath it, and it uses its other hand that's holding the crowbar to clock you in the back of the head with it. You take one injured you're now injured.
Cool.
Is there anything up ahead I can use, or anywhere I can see that I could help the rest of the group get by? Can Danny DeVito perform a wrestling move and run at him and try and tackle him to the ground?
Can he roll the skull with the thing underneath? Or toss it to one of us so we could just use it?
It's like, yeah, maybe. Like if it was, I already got past this guy.
Use it as a basketball, you know.
But it's a skull, so
You can't use Andrew as a basketball.
Rollable.
Well, skulls don't.
I don't know much about that. I could try.
Like a basketball.
I mean, are we near enough? If Danny like sneaks on back, am I able to like pass it to Louise or the dog maybe, like the headset? What do I need to roll?
Yes.
Oh God. All right.
Well, as long as he doesn't get a 1 again.
Oh, I got a 3. Okay.
You underhand throw the Andrew skull with the VR headset on it. It bumps into the back of the sentry and it kind of just falls to the ground. It's probably like slightly out of your reach, Louise, and it's like just behind the guy.
Does the guy turn around?
No.
At the dog? Oh, okay.
I'm gonna hide now.
And the dog retrieve.
Try to have the dog retrieve it. Go ahead and make another do social to have him.
The worst. Okay.
The dog kind of looks at you like, that guy's kind of big and scary. I don't want to get near that thing.
We're struggling, folks.
Okay, I guess it's gonna be my turn.
Alright.
I guess it's the
guy with all the explosives.
I guess it's the we go towards him and just stab him.
How good a shot are you guys with the guns?
I guess at this point, are we going loud?
I mean,
might as well.
I mean, can I, guys? I say I just need to check what's up ahead before we, do that.
Or how about we just walk up to this and we got a issue with our headsets, and then we just stab him in the throat.
You can try.
I look at Grunk and I'm like, yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
About as good an idea.
I want to check to see if there's going to be any more Zuck bots coming if this does occur.
Go south.
We all walk up as a group.
We all go towards him at the same time and take out a pocket knife and then just ding ding ding.
Oh my God!
All right.
New headset.
Gronk, why don't you go ahead and make a fizz? Are you using your gun or your knife?
I was gonna use my knife.
All right, go ahead and make a fizz.
Okay. I got a 9.
Hey.
You walk up very
nice.
brazenly to this thing, knife branding in one hand, and you kind of just overhead killer stabbing motion with it, and you just plant it right in its forehead, almost breaking through the VR headset itself. In its last dying moments, the thing goes, "Have a nice day."
That was lucky. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Go and pick the Andrew skull back up. Came in handy.
Oh,
Eat it.
Wait. Can I take its crowbar?
Sure. You now have +1 VR crowbar scanner. You can also use it as a blunt instrument.
With it, we are Gordon Freeman.
If we need, pry anything open, like a
Or
room
smash
something,
things'
we got
heads in.
this.
Or kill a head crab. Wait, no.
Yeah, I mean, Zuck crab might be. They might be there. Yeah, I picked the skull and the VR headset back up. I guess we should keep on trotting. Good work, guys.
My plan worked. As I give everybody the thumbs up.
Well, that was only the 10th floor, so you got a lot more walking and stair climbing to do. And considering how many stairs it is, and you're not taking the elevator, it is pretty exhausting, especially when you get to like the 30th floor. Many of you guys with low phys are already kind of getting winded, especially those stumpy-legged individuals who are sub like 4-something feet.
These are big stairs for me.
Guys, I'm getting tired.
Oh, jeez.
Oh,
And
jeez.
this is why you make your physical the highest
I'm
dice.
Well,
On occasion,
We
you
can have this
see
discussion
a-
after the
On
this session.
occasion, you can see a vista out from the staircase that leads out to the sides of the Empire State. A open window, well, not open, it's a window out onto the exterior of the building. You can see a number of these large surveyor drones doing halos around the upper parts of the Empire State Building. From floor 30 and above, the exterior has a couple of sentries on the exterior floating around. Venturing up forth even more, you hit the 45th floor, at which point you come across what appears to be a locked door. There is looks like a hand scan device, and the door itself is closed, presumably with this device.
we need to go back down to the 30th floor and get that guy's hand.
Maybe
I
you were
guess
in the
so.
machine. Does
I
your
mean-
hand work?
Anyone a hacker?
I got the crowbar.
Is someone a hacksaws?
I mean, yeah. So we've got like a panel with a
Became
hand thing.
mental.
Like,
Would that be considered such? I think I could hack it.
Louise, yes. We
and
believe
make an
in you.
attempt.
Yeah.
Go, Queen.
So do
D10 is this
There's no like assistance, right, with this kind of stuff. It's just
No.
It's not like all right.
the 4.
nice.
You're not
Ooh.
entirely sure what she does. She kind of just like gets down to eye level with the hand scan thing. Takes out like, you carry like hairpins on.
Yes.
Sure.
I wear them. I'm wearing one.
You take out like some hairpins and just begin doing whatever the fuck you do when you're. It's like lock picking mixed with the. You know when people want to make themselves look like they're a hacker, they just have the Matrix binary running up and down their monitor.
Yeah.
The heck.
He begins like poking wires and pulling pushing buttons and pulling wires.
DM, which Mass Effect hacking minigame would you say this is? This
It's
closest to-
the matching the frequency one. You gotta get like the lines that it's a pairing game.
Gotcha.
Jeez.
Oddly enough, you take your hand and press it up against there. Essentially, what you do in terms of hacking is you essentially factory reset the scan device and use your own hand as the new master code. It's the most technical I can make it. But in either case, the door flings open, and you can see a very spooky sight on the other side, though. You seem to be entering a hallway. Each of them has a series of VR zombies hung up like coat hangers on the sides. All of them are inert, and their heads are limped forward, kind of like when you have turned the power off. Approximately like 10 on each side of the hallway. There is also spooky red light begins to just like envelop only this hallway. There's a door on the opposite side of the hallway as well.
Ugh.
Activate stove.
You just walk through.
You're very sneaky though.
Dog
Watch your
first.
step.
Okay, you can send the dog first, sure. As you send the dog forward, it kind of goes slowly, like, on occasion looking back at you like you actually having me do this right now. And it
In your
is-
job description, go Mutt, go.
Be my emotional support. Get out there.
I'm being supported emotionally through this.
As you see the dog walk along, you're half expecting it to start being grasped at by these VR zombies that are attached to the walls and being basically hung up by their headsets. None of them seem to make any motions as the dog passes by, and eventually it gets to the other side of the room, where it stands at the other side of the door and goes into a sitting position.
There's any cameras in the room or any like sensors or something?
Make a let's say make a mental check to do like perception of the room.
Can more of
I got a
us do that?
6.
Oh, forget it.
Fast, so. You look around, and there are those round black bulb type security cameras in one corner above the door frame that you guys are in, and on one directly above where the dog is currently sat right now. In terms of sensors, you don't see anything of the kin, but just maybe these little security.
Okay.
I guess I'll go second, but very stealthily. As the
Is
watch
there
my
anything to
footing.
like? Yeah. Careful, Henry.
Begin walking slowly through this hallway. Menacingly, you can like take a very mild glance at all of the VR zombies that are attached to the walls here, as you prepare for them to try and grasp out at you, and you're ready to be all dodgy and whatnot. All of them seem to have very similar looking faces, with a few exceptions, like maybe one's got a wider jawline, a longer chin, the bridge of its nose is maybe wider, or nostrils are more flared, but they look relatively similar. You eventually get to a point where you meet up with a dog, and you're both sat there. The door on the other side, where you and the dog are now standing, doesn't have a hand scan reader, it's just a regular knob.
Trying the door. Does it look like it? Does it seem like it's unlocked? Like if I try it?
You give it a little twist, and it does seem to not be locked. Give it a little bit of a twist.
I look back at everyone else that's standing around, and I give them a thumbs up.
Get out.
One
I'm
by
gonna use
one,
the
there's
skull
gonna
thing
go-
again.
You run your walk through the hallway. It is very menacing as you walk through. And eventually you get to the other side where the dog and Henry are currently waiting for you. You grasp onto the handle, and do you want to get out of here?
Yeah. Unless it's
You open the door and you go onto the other side. You are now looking into a very large, what looks like an office complex room. There are a large number of cubicles that are set up around here, none of which are occupied. The computers here are either broken, missing, or just completely empty in these rooms. And it's pretty damn empty.
What floor are we on again?
You're on the, well, this would be the 46th floor. You're basically like halfway. Let's see. In terms of hazards on this floor, however, though, some of the windows have been broken out, so you could, in theory, peek out one and look directly down the side of the Empire State. Those of you with a fear of heights should not peek out through this one, lest you have a panic attack. And you can feel a cool breeze passing through. The elevation increase and the broken windows makes it so that there's a very, very strong breeze passing through. Papers have piled up on one side of the room that were not able to just get flung out the window. And everything around here has been thoroughly tossed. Whether it's from the wind or just something else, you're not entirely sure. The staircase leading up is on the opposite side, next to the fire escape. And you guys can see something crawling along the floor. Series of small round objects that are normally used to pick up things like dirt and debris. A Roomba, you can see, is patrolling around the floor of the 46th. How will you proceed?
I suggest we walk around them.
Yeah.
They are
What do we
relatively
know about
quiet,
Roombas?
but they are, for all intents and purposes, some of them can be, if their software allows for it, as intelligent as a human toddler.
If the dog is sick.
Okay. Let's see. Gonna have the dog sick him. Go ahead and make another check to have him do one of his tricks.
Physical or social?
Social. Your favorite. Got a 2. You have the dog go over to try to sick one of the Roombas. The dog goes over and kind of just like takes its paws and just rests it on top of the Roomba, and kind of just looks like I got him.
Good dog.
It's at
Good
that
boy.
point the Roomba begins to pivot in place, and it has a little LED screen on the bottom of it that has like a little emoji face with just enough features that you can see eyes and a mouth. It goes from a passive kind of just blank stare to just a angry emoji face that even comes with little eyebrows. Intruder alert! Intruder alert! Attention! Attention! 46th floor! Intruder alert!
I
We
think
run
we
in
should
again?
run.
Fun.
Can I run over and pick the Roomba up and frisbee it out the room, like out
The
the 46th
window.
floor? Yeah.
To
You
the
can try.
walls.
I'll make it
these
a-
Roombas are equipped with a self-defense program. They do have what is essentially like a porcupine's quills, but it's more like little serrated blades that come out. So
Who's got the stick with a knife on the end?
That was Pat.
We don't.
Pet.
What, do I have it?
Oh, I think you claimed it.
Okay, I'll try to stab the Roomba with the spear cam.
right, go ahead and make a fizz check.
8.
Kind of like a kebab, you go over to the Roomba and you find the flat surface where it wouldn't glance off from stabbing it, and you skewer it through one side. The harsh plastic and metal sound grinding against the metal spear is very loud, and the rest of you see now Pat is holding this thing on one end, kind of like a fisherman just going trident fishing. It's pretty heavy on the end of the stick, almost about 7 to 10 pounds. What do you do with it?
I just want to toss it.
Sure. You toss
Toss
it to the
is-
side, and it still begins to blare little warning signals, but they're beginning to wane out of audible range as you toss it over one of the cubicles, and it kind of shatters on one end. It's at that point you can hear a series of blaring sirens from where we would expect a fire sprinkler to be is instead a red siren that begins to blare, notifying and causing all of you to have massive pangs of holy shit, we're just in the soup right now.
Uh,
What kind of soup?
climb the stairs more.
You run across the room. The cubicles are now filled with other miniature Roombas. The first one that Pat skewered was probably the size of a regular one, which is about maybe like 1.5 feet in diameter. These ones are miniature versions that are only about 6 inches and don't really have as much coverage, but they begin to skirt around the floor. There are hundreds of them actually, though. Almost like little swarms of rats, they begin to swarm around your feet. I need all of you guys to make... we're gonna go with first is a sanity check.
Boy.
Ooh,
like, is it like we've just realised that the floor is actually made of
I'm
Roombas?
so good at those.
The floor is lava, but they're actually mini Roombas.
I rolled a
He's-
5.
I got
Oh,
a
no.
2 for sanity.
Got a 1.
I got a 4.
That's a 2.
Evan for old Danny. I'm the only sane one here, it seems.
All
We're
fucked
good,
up.
me and you.
Get out of the cubicles.
Mm.
Alright, those of you who didn't pass the sanity check, you get the fun additional role-playing feature of referred to as neurosis. You have 2 personalities now.
Hey.
You get to pick between 2 different personality types.
Oh.
And whenever you fail a sanity check, you switch between them. So I'd elect maybe one is like extremely manic pixie dream girl or something, and the other one could be I don't know, literal Nazi. No, maybe not.
Literal
Okay.
Nazi. Yeah.
I'll hit that.
Okay, John.
All right, there,
Bob
bud.
Brown stream.
All right. You can feel the sounds of the mechanical whirring around your ankles as these mini Roombas begin to swarm around your feet, making it hard for you to advance forward. As you kind of pick your feet up, you can feel like almost a crunch as you put your foot down. It's on top of a Roomba, and it begins to make this horrible whirring of gears as they begin to crunch into each other. As you guys run across the room, those of you who didn't pass the sanity check, you can go ahead and switch to your alternative personality, whether it's, you know, whatever you can make up.
Mine will be super ballsy, risk-taking.
Sure. And I think, Alec, didn't you also...
Yeah, I failed. I'm trying to think what the...
Be Andrew.
It should be...
Should
well, considering,
Should I be Dauntless?
considering
Should I be Dauntless? I'll be Dauntless.
Yeah, if that's what... as long as you try to make it like different from how you've been playing it so far.
I'm not a doctor, but
I'm not a doctor, but Louise, you're bleeding.
Okay, conspiracy theories, wild ideas,
Yeah.
left field ideas. Okay, I'm gonna try.
I don't really believe Danny's opinion on the pigeons now. Now that
I don't really believe
now
that
I've walked on this
Gronk's
room,
an
but
explosive expert.
You get to the other side where the room is slightly less coverage in the terms of the different little Roombas that are all around the area. Bursting through the door, you guys eventually get to the staircase leading upwards. Let me see. Let's see, you're on the 46th floor, and what was it, like 90 something?
80?
80 something?
86.
Okay,
Hold on.
I'm just gonna round it to 80 because
Yeah, that makes sense.
the number of floors doesn't really matter much. It's what's in between. Although, you know, one at the top. When you guys get to the 60th floor, you get to a room that is wall-to-wall covered in computer monitors. All of them are showing different aspects of the metaverse, from the little shitty NFT houses you can buy that will probably bankrupt you in probably less than a week, because the prices will just go through the floor, to pictures of Mark Zuckerberg interacting with people in very human ways, like when he eats that fucking toast from the toaster with nothing on it, and just fucking slaps it back on
Chaos,
his plate, and just
madman. Where's the butter? You nutter.
He's a savage.
What NFTs do we see?
I would say
is there a
that
weird ape?
Is Weird Ape.
No,
up
wait,
there?
hold on. I think Zuckerberg's thing would probably be equivalent to
NFTs.
like the Nintendo Mii characters, but like in his metaverse thing. So they're like cartoonish, stylized, but they honestly don't look very good.
They're like Uncanny Valley, aren't they? They kind of look a
Yeah,
little
they
bit,
have
yeah.
it's like 80% looks like a human, but there's small features like
Something ain't right.
something ain't right. Like the head's too long or something. The forehead's so large that it almost looks like you have fucking like sort of tumor. Their eyes aren't properly aligned so that they don't, one maybe is higher than the other one, or the you know how your spacing in between your nose and your mouth, if it's like too elongated, it just looks fucking weird.
Look like that Sid the Sloth.
Yeah.
I approach one of the monitors, the weirdest looking one I can find, and I look at the monitor, speaking to it. How much?
There's a small, what is it called, a ticker on some of these that has prices for things like the real world stocks, like the NASDAQ, whatever, S&P 500. This one has a ticker for the NFT prices. All of them are in the 5 zeros, 0.000008 USD.
I look at my Watt 100s and I'm like, maybe. Nah, fuck that. Ain't worth it.
Get in now. You'll get rich later.
Get in now. God.
By the dip.
No.
Also has a 52-week trend on a different monitor that shows overall prices, and it starts at a high of about 500 USD. In less than 24 hours, it dips down to sub $1, and the graph is so low along the thing that you can't see any changes because it's in such a low bracket, but technically can't hit 0.
Technically
What an
can't
idiot.
hit 0. Well, you know, good thing we never got in,
Practically
right?
handing them out. Does it look like there's any like a central computer or main screen in this room? If I have a little look around.
Just the monitor so far. Those of you who have lived through this apocalypse know that, by the way, they tried to replace several currencies in third world countries with NFTs, and it made things that were already bad significantly worse, as people who bought into these NFTs thinking they could have some sort of built-in infrastructure like running water ended up with NFTs with so little value that they basically just, you might as well just eat rocks.
With ketchup.
Ketchup's too expensive, Gronk.
I take Pat's spear and like start smashing monitors.
Yeah, I'll give it to you.
Thanks. That is what I do.
Sure. Grab your D8 and got a 4. That's a pass. Louise goes around with the spear and begins just jabbing holes in all of the monitors. They begin to just like spark with technological infrastructural damage as she goes by them. Many of them begin to shut off completely instead of just having like dead pixels on them. And eventually you get to the end where you confidently turn back and see your work done. Many of these monitors are just like flickering in and out. Some of them are completely dead, but you know, I think the damage has been done.
Hurt.
Hell yeah. Screw monitors.
I can see what you were going for there. Destruction from dystopia. Got it.
You get to the other side, where the door there is seemingly unlocked. However, there seems to be this weird mechanical device. It almost looks like a camera above the door frame that is pointed slightly downwards, so that if you were in front of it, it would be pointing at you.
I go to the camera and I wave at it.
Wait, Danny DeVito, show your actual, show the VR headset with
I
the
show
skull.
my Andrew VR headset when I wave.
You can see a little red light blink on the little camera on top of the door frame. It shoots out a little bit of light and begins to vertically scan you. It specifically stops when it hits the VR skull, and it begins to almost make these weird digital dinging sounds as if it's calculating something. The door flings open and has a little LED sign that says "Welcome" and has a little smiley face.
Thank you.
Go, go, go.
Charge it, go, go, go.
As you pass through the door, it violently shuts behind you guys, leading you into a dark room. The lights around here have not been working, and it's pretty damn dark in here. Thankfully speaking, well, I say thankfully, but none of you have dark vision. I'm not playing that kind of game.
What are you talking about? I have
What
my
time
night
of day
vision
is it?
goggles now. Just
I saved them.
I got them earlier.
Special edition of that one game that gave night vision goggles. Which one was it?
Well, it's
Modern
only
Warfare
about
2
2 o'clock
Special
in the
Edition.
afternoon,
Fuck
but
yeah.
the thing is, this room doesn't have any windows.
It doesn't? Okay. What can we hear? Is there anything, any like computer beep beep boop sounds or?
Go ahead and make a mental check. Listen intently.
Beep boop beep.
4. Just about.
Try to drown out the sound of the rest of your party, breathing heavily, as some of people around here, including yourself, are not as physically fit as you could be, and you did also just climb 50-plus staircases or flights of stairs up to the building without using the elevator. Drowning that out, you can hear sounds of what kind of resemble that of plastic hitting metal in rhythmic patterns.
Okay.
And the dog. Forward.
Okay.
I was just saying the dog
Oh,
again.
man.
Can I
just
try and
using-
avoid that source of the sound and move throughout the room?
Well, you send the dog out first, and the first thing that
Oh, no.
happens is it gets out of your line of sight from what it's closest to you, because it's really dark in here. And then you can hear the sound of more metallic on plastic plinking, and it begins to almost rev up. The frequency of the dings begins to get higher and higher until it almost sounds like a brrrr. And at that point, you can see that the lights suddenly flick on, And you can see that in the middle of the room, there is an enormous 3D printer. And inside of that enormous 3D printer is a 3D printed version of your dog.
Oh no.
Wait,
It's the dog, Dad.
where's the dog?
Where's the other dog? Where's the real dog?
Call dog back.
You call dog. You didn't see a name.
No, I didn't. He's just dog.
It's just dog, eh?
He's
This
just
dog.
You call the dog
Oh.
back, and you can see now that it has not been harmed in any way, and it comes back to you. Now that the lights are on, it can see you and follow you back. And so does the VR dog.
Both dogs?
They are now standing in front of you. One of them is definitely a 3D printed dog, as it still has some of those fine lines of when you 3D print something, it's got the layers.
Hmm.
It also has no fur because they didn't have fur. It's just like, it's the right color and shape, but it looks like it's made of plastic.
I kneel down and I pet the 3D printed dog.
It feels
as
hard and plastic, but it reciprocates your touch in the same way a dog would if it was being pet. That being said, it's also a pit bull, so give me a second.
They're the most peaceful dogs ever, Adam. Wait.
They're kind.
as
They're not. Yeah, they're kind of big.
as Alec
Notice.
is petting the dog, I just I take my knife and I stab it through the top of the head.
Okay.
What? Hey.
Why?
What?
It's friendly.
We don't know
go
if
ahead
it's
and make a fizz check there, Henry.
Okay.
Funny, every Pitbull I've ever met has actually been friendly.
10. No, I love pit bulls. Don't
10.
get me
He's
wrong.
really going for it. During the chaos, would Frank be able to find the door and get that ready to go while the chaos is ensuing?
Well, that's on the opposite side of the room. And what happens is you stab into the top of the VR dog's head. A series of weird, sticky substances begin to bleed out from its head. It seems to be it's not only made of just filament on the exterior. The liquid itself is orangish in nature and has a consistency of like school Elmer's glue. Not sponsored. It begins to like coat your knife and a little bit onto your fingers. As you try to pull away, it feels incredibly sticky. I need you to go ahead and make a sanity check.
I'm really good at those. 3.
Okay, let me consult the.
You have a dog attached to you forever now. A pit bull of all dogs.
I'm okay with the people being attached to me the whole entire time.
You can use it as a blunt weapon.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
You now suffer from a phobia. I'm gonna come up with.
What kind of phobia?
Gee.
Would it be appropriate to say I'm scared of dogs now?
You deserve it,
Well, listen.
monster.
Any letter of the alphabet.
Oh god, they're all weird ones.
D.
Yeah, let's go with D.
No, you.
Oh wait, no. Yeah, no, let's go with D. Let's go with D.
You said D. You
Okay,
said
so there's
D.
6 things on this list over here, so I'm gonna roll a d6.
Said D.
You got fear of demons.
I'm Danny Demon Vito.
Oh, too bad you didn't get fear of midgets.
Okay, all right.
Hey, okay.
All right. How would I?
Hilarious.
Okay. Fear of
oh,
demons. Got it.
I was gonna ask. So, is there a monitor to that machine there?
The monitor, yes, there is a user input monitor. Keyboard and everything shows the amount of filament that's still available, what's being currently printed, what's like docked for, or sorry, not docked, queued
In the
for the
queue,
next thing being printed. And you can see on the monitor it says a list of all of you guys.
Can't
Can
clear
we
the,
make
clear the
copies of
queue.
ourselves?
Clear the queue.
I don't know if I would want.
Can
Oh,
I,
wait,
can I
no.
try and clear the queue?
Yeah.
Can we clear the clue and like change it to something else?
You
Like
can clear
what?
the queue, but you need some sort of other way to input a new queue of some sort. Not sure how
Okay.
it had you guys scanned in, but you don't see
Maybe
any
from
other
the tank.
presets available.
Oh man, I want to make a
Oh, I just won't
plastic
make
Titan.
it. I'll just.
I try to figure out how to add stuff to the queue.
Sure, make a mental.
Okay. 9.
This without having the appropriate files, like, just in your pocket on a USB or something. Most you can do is a couple of very, very simple vectors of just shapes and rough silhouettes of a couple of things that are on a essentially preset list. One of them is like a blank humanoid shape. Another one is just literally three-dimensional squares, spheres, triangle pyramids, etc.
I'm trying to
That's
think of
what
the
it is,
most.
alright. That's not dangerous. A couple of triangles.
Do we use it to
Can
make
I
armor?
print just like a skull or a head or another? Like, does it have to be the whole humanoid shape, or?
You can finagle it so that you can essentially crop off the information that you want in sort of like a 3D modeler.
Volunteer to.
I want another
copied.
head. I want another head.
You need
Or
it.
it could be. It doesn't have like a mannequin head. I want a mannequin head. Is what I want, basically.
Oh man.
Why?
I'm leading into it. I'm leading into it.
Okay. You queue up the upper half of the humanoid torso and crop it out until it's just the head and a little bit of neck stump from beneath that. The printer roars to life, and a series of small needles come in from about like 8 different directions. As opposed to printing how it is nowadays, where it kind of like scans back and forth and increases in size. It's more like it's like when Iron Man suits up. It comes from like a series of needles and arms from several different directions, so that I can get as many points of contact and dimensions as possible. The whole scan only takes about like 10 seconds to print out this thing, even shorter time span than printing a whole dog. And when you print it out, you now have a humanoid head.
I take it. I put it under my.
Hold on. Whoa.
Put it under my arm.
There's.
You hold it underneath your arm, and it doesn't talk, it doesn't move anything, because it was blank humanoid. At that point where Danny DeVito gets to the other side of the room, and he's kind of just looking at you guys expectingly.
I've got my arms crossed, waiting. Whenever you're ready, head on up. I think I've caught a little bit of my breath back.
I walk away from the machine, like pat Danny DeVito on the shoulder and say, "Lead the way."
I smashed the console with the crowbar.
Kill Danny DeVito.
Okay, sure.
I fucking murdered Danny
Alright,
DeVito.
Gronk, just go ahead and make a quick fizz check to smash the console.
9.
Cleaved in twain. Sparks fly, and Gronk sits there, or stands there, looking very, very proud of himself. Same way as someone who just broke open a piñata does.
Okay, let's go.
Last couple of, well, I say last couple, but it's like more than 30 flights. Go over relatively quickly, with small rooms interspersed in between, until eventually you get to the 79th floor, right before the 80th, which is going to be rooftop access, according to this little sign next to the staircase. It reads as control room. The door is a set of 2 double doors made entirely of metal, with 2 slits at approximating eye level for average sized people. Sorry, Danny DeVito, it's too high for you. There's a pair of 2 push mechanisms that can push the door inwards, and there is an ominous bluish green hue coming from a light overhead.
Is there anything else of note in this hallway? It's just the door, and that's it.
No, mostly just that. A bench nearby for you to sit on if you want.
Okay. I'm gonna try to push the door open.
It's quite heavy, but it does give without too much extra effort on your part. You push open the doors, and you can see now that there is a large room here, covered in more computer monitors that has been structured in such a way that it all focuses on a central point. There is a large backed chair that sits in the center of this room. It is currently facing with its back towards you guys, and you can see from beyond its silhouette a pair of legs dangling from the opposite side. Whoever is sitting on here is currently facing the hundreds and hundreds of monitors that encapsulate around him in a semicircle. Slowly, they begin to turn around 180 degrees until they're eventually looking at you. Heading a 3D printed cat in the same way that you would see a cartoon villain is this humanoid that has very, very uncanny facial features. From a glance, it looks like Mark Zuckerberg. However, the amount of electronics stemming from its exposed areas denotes that it is more than man. I've been
Hello.
expecting you.
Have you?
Yes. You folks have been off the meta grid, so to speak. And it is time for you to incorporate yourselves.
No, thank you. Your headsets are overpriced.
We have Chinese models that only go for about $20 USD.
Still overpriced, man.
I think it's a fair and equitable price. Now, what are you here to do, folks? Think that it's a bit inhospitable to have you here, breaking into my establishment?
Oh, seeing how you have a very pretty antenna on top of your tower, we were actually gonna go see
We're the repair
What the view-
crew.
what the view is up there.
Gronk, make a social check.
Okay, let's see. My social is my D8. I got a 4.
No, that's a pass. Right? 4. It's 4 and up, right?
Oh, so you're the repair crew. Well then, suppose, go ahead and make your way to the roof access. I don't remember it being broken or anything, but we'll see. The
Okay.
humanoid in the chair turns around 180 degrees, and a fold-out keyboard comes out from his chair. He begins clicking things, and a nearby roof access door on your immediate left begins to open.
Thank you, sir. We'll be on our way then.
Of course, of course. You make your way up the stairs and eventually get to a floor marked with 80th, rooftop access. You push it open and immediately feel the cool breeze of the 80th floor elevation cascading across your exposed skin, not covered by your tinfoil hats. There you can see a very large network tower built into the concrete of the upper floor here. It is very sturdy, and without explosives, it would probably take you the better part of like almost a week to really even try to damage this thing with the tools you have available, which is a knife and some guns.
With like, see.
And it's up to you guys, now that you've made it to the rooftop here, to do something.
Go over to Gronk. All right, demo expert, get in there.
Okay, let's get to blowing shit up.
Gronk, go ahead and make a mental check.
Fuck.
This is you prepping the fuses and the C4 explosives.
5.
You haven't done this in quite some time, but your YouTube training is pulling through. Where you found this on YouTube, you're not entirely sure what kind of videos they used to have before they kind of started censoring that shit.
I was right by the mustard gas video, so we're all good.
You begin connecting wires and planting the C4 charges into the base of the tower itself. 1 per each leg of the tower, 4 of them of course. Each of them has 1 satchel charge attached to each of them. You inspect the wires to make sure that they're working properly. You don't accidentally hit the button on the detonator for comedy reasons. And you kind of just go over and like just yep, everything's all set.
So, where should we set this thing off?
Well, he said to be 150 feet away, so probably downstairs.
Okay, should we ask Zuck if we can use the elevator or if he can get it working?
I feel like the less attention we bring to ourselves, the better.
Okay. But since we're a repair crew, we kind of do have to say...
It wasn't a bad thought, though. I pat Gronk on the shoulder and kind of
we
motioned
just
to.
go say, hey, it's all good, fixed up. We're gonna go now.
Yeah. Couple wires were loose.
We'll send you the bill.
There you go.
Send you the bill. Good one.
Just let's see if that works. If not, let's run the hell out of here.
You go back down into the control room. There you can see the individual behind the chair is currently sitting there watching over the monitors. On seeing your descent, and turns 90 degrees to look at you, still petting the 3D printed cat. He looks over you and says, you folks lose your VR headsets.
I got mine right here. Just keep it on this nifty old store thing.
Well, as your payment, I'm going to go ahead and forward you guys your NFTs. These ones have a current market value of 0.00007. But don't worry, guys. The metaverse will kick back, and we'll be back into the positive. And hopefully you guys will come out richer for this.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
Best of luck. Best of luck with that.
Look forward to the next update.
Oh, and before you go, can I interest you folks in any sort of snacks?
I'm sorry, some what?
Some snacks.
Some
Something to eat.
snacks.
Do you have any dumplings?
We do not.
Yeah.
Well, it's okay then.
Over here at Meta, we have been developing a series of food capsule-like pills. They have enough calories packed into them to sate you for one entire gaming headset session.
How long is that?
I am not hungry right now, but I will take one for later.
It's approximately
Same with me.
500 calories.
Oh, I'll take 4 if you don't mind.
These are still in development phase, so the flavors are not quite what you would expect.
Are there any side effects, Mark? I look him
Well,
dead in the eyes later.
your bowel movements might be a bit different, I'll say.
Oh. Okay. Oh shit, my camera's still off.
I'll take these for the road. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
They're yours, right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Gronk has the button for the charger, right?
Gronk has he's got the thing.
Yep,
Yeah.
So we are on our way down.
I would say the
Alright.
second we step out that door, close it behind us, I say hit the button.
Maybe we were a little bit farther away from Mark Zuckerberg.
We don't
Who
want-
knows what he's got in that room?
That's fine. What we came here for, isn't it?
Yes?
You
Yeah,
exit
remember,
the
it won't
room.
bring down the tower on top of our heads, or...
Howard? I'm sure it'll be fine.
Let's just go. Fine.
You exit the room, and you begin getting on the opposite side of the double doors that led you here to the control room on the 80th floor, or 79th floor, rather. Once you are all behind the double doors, you all kind of just look at Gronk, who's holding the detonator in his hands.
Well, are we outside of the building?
Well, we can't. That's too far away. If we get outside the building, it'll be too far.
Oh,
Just the-
for the range.
Yeah, the range is like. I think we still.
150 feet. Just Gronk, just
on, the
keep in
Canadian
mind
guy.
150 feet.
I say
Get
hit it.
down
now.
like a floor more.
That's my
and
vote.
Just go in the stairwell and then do it.
Just do it. Fuck it.
Ah, fuck it. Let's go. I take the button out.
Much like the little skeleton that I have for your avatar, he's holding it up with a thumbs up.
Looking
Thumb is
cocky.
right over
look.
the button. Gronk hits the button. There's a bit of a delay because it needs a bit of time for the signal to travel, but eventually the rest of you, and well, all of you technically speaking, hear a very large explosion from a distant explosion that you guys have set up on your own fruition. It sends a rumble through the Empire State Building itself, as even though it was only enough to destroy just the network tower, it still is quite a large explosion, and the amount of reverberation throughout the tower begins to make you worried about potential collapse.
I say we run.
Looking down the
Yeah.
stairs is definitely an easier trip, but it is still technically 80 floors down. As you begin to climb downwards, on occasion you can see through windows on the sides a variety of things, specifically regarding to the technology related to these 5G towers is the first thing you would see. All those patrolling drones that are on the exterior of the building begin to waver in place, not completely just falling out of the sky, but as if they were trying to keep themselves upright. Whatever mechanism is connecting them to the tower is on the fritz, causing them to be kind of skewed in terms of their pathfinding around the building. Some of them begin to collide into the side, glancing blows and direct hits in between, which does cause them to tumble out of the sky, ass over tea kettle sort of way. As you begin to descend down, some of the VR, well, the Roombas would be the first ones you'd probably pass by. All of them are inert and kind of just fidgeting in place as if they were trying to navigate around something that is they are bumping into. The zombies on the wall were not moving in the first place, so those aren't moving either. I need everyone to go ahead and make a physical check, as this is quite the effort of running down this building after you've had just run up it, so let's see how tired you are.
10.
I got a 9.
Max
I
agility.
got a 3.
I also got a 9.
I got a 3 as well.
I rolled a 6.
Alright, so that means that Danny DeVito and Louise, you kind of start to lag behind, catching your breath, as you begin to descend down the Empire State. You're getting very winded, and although nothing is actively chasing you, you do feel like something is approaching.
Just them or all of us?
All of you feel that, but they're the winded ones.
Okay.
What is the dog scent?
The dog is keeping pace with you, so it's not running ahead of you or lagging behind.
Try and keep up with the rest of the group. Little Danny's like
Keep up.
panicking, making
up.
weird grunt
I turn
sounds,
I
like-
turn around. You guys need any help?
Water. Food.
I don't want to
Maybe
eat while
bring
descending
any-
stairs. That might lighten the load,
Upset your
maybe.
stomach.
All right, give them a thumbs up.
Don't
and
try
say,
eat and run. It's
let
not,
me know if
it's
anything
not a good
changes.
idea. Can I look up the stairwell if I'm feeling like something's approaching? Do I see anything? Is it one of these kind of stairs, or is it?
As you send down the stairs, and yeah, there's a little column if you look directly into
Yeah.
the column and upwards, it spirals downwards.
Oh, I
What you see is quite a horrifying sight. If you're familiar with Lost and that black smoke monster, imagine that, but it has the face of Mark Zuckerberg.
Oh,
Oh, no.
God.
move
I told
quicker!
you guys we
I
should have been
shout
farther
turbo.
away.
That, and also from the Mummy when it's got the face in the sand wall.
Oh,
It kind of looks
God.
like that, but it's Mark Zuckerberg, and it's quickly approaching, mouth agape, screaming at you about buying NFTs.
I don't want them.
Is it coming
Fine.
from
I don't
wait,
want
up or
NFTs.
down?
It's coming directly downwards from the spiral, so you guys are winding around the staircase, but it's just descending down. You begin to descend down the
Give me the gun.
stairs, but to Danny and Louise, you're kind of lagging behind. You surmise that this creature might catch you sooner than you think.
as they're running, since I'm ahead, just gonna take a minute and just start popping shots at whatever that thing is.
All right. Or blasting.
Start blasting.
Go ahead and make a fizz check.
Slide down railing.
5.
You begin shooting into the creature. You can see that the bullets pass through it harmlessly.
Okay. I would have shot 3 shots.
Stepping out of the stairwell, like, is there an open door that we can use to maybe like, and then close it behind us? Is that an option?
This current flight of stairs that you guys are going downwards has intervals of every 5 floors that you can either go out onto the floor itself or just continue going downwards. And you'd probably be like in some in-between point. Okay. Having seen the smoke monster of Zuckerberg's electron cloud coming at you, let's see. Let me just...
I looked up the first, but I have to make a check.
This one is going to be targeted at Alec.
Ooh.
The neuron cloud of Zuckerberg begins to shoot out little sparks at you. At first they seem relatively harmless, but they build up in the same way that you would see like smoke building up underneath a door frame when a building is on fire. Go ahead and make 1 sanity check.
Let's see. All right, that's a 2. Dauntless is gone.
Okay, you can be yourself once again. And you do get another compounding sanity quirk. You no longer identify as human.
Oh no.
I'm just a brain in a...
Wait, I thought... Wait, hold up. I thought I turned off being Dauntless.
Yeah, it's back.
I'm back.
Not a brain in a jar anymore.
I'm just a brain not doctor.
Okay.
Salt shaker and a pepper shaker.
Okay, I'll keep that in the back of my mind.
It can be anything you want, but it can't be human.
Okay.
Helicopter.
I go vroom vroom, guys.
Fly away.
As Alec is in his own headspace as a non-humanoid, the rest of you guys keep running downwards. And Louise, you said what you wanted to try and slide down the railing?
Yeah.
All right. That'll definitely get you ahead faster than running down the staircase, but you got to make a fizz check. Your fizz is pretty good. So, as you guys are doing that, you see Louise go almost like a skateboard grind, but without the grind, so I guess you're just sitting on it. Going down the stairs. It's really cool to actually see, because some of them have really sharp turns, so that when you slide down a railing and there's a sharp turn, you gotta go like, with the G-forces. Sliding down, you catch up to the party and almost overtake them. Your descent down the stairs. The smoke monster is getting closer and closer to you guys, with its main body almost encapsulating you guys, especially Mr. Danny DeVito over there with your short legs and currently winded.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make 1 sanity check, please.
Got 6.
Those are good. You go ahead and although the creature begins to like almost overwhelm you in its presence, almost like taking you into its form, you kind of shoo it away, waving your gun. Wait, do you have the gun? You have the gun, right?
I don't have a gun. I got a pocket. I waved the Magnum condom and the 100s back.
You begin waving them back at it.
It made me drop this.
You almost like have to close your eyes so that the neurons don't like start like sparkling into your eyes. You like run, arms flailing wildly through the smoke, and eventually you almost trip down the staircase. You catch yourself with one hand on the hand railing and almost go into a tumble roll as you barrel down the staircase. Go ahead and make a physical check.
Fucking hell, here we go. 4! I got a 4. Got 4 on me little D4.
You have, I'll give you 2 options. You can either write yourself up, or you can go full cannonball and just roll down the stairs.
I gotta roll down the stairs.
All right.
What's that even an option?
As that happens, he catches up with the rest of you guys, and you almost have to jump out of the way. Do
Watch
not get
out.
bowled over by Danny DeVito. I'm gonna say, Gronk, make a physical check to not get rolled over.
Okay. I got a 2.
This is for calling out my 1.
He does
Fuck you,
roll
Dan.
into the back of your knee, Gronk, and it does cause you to fall over onto your butt. You almost concuss the back of your head on the staircase, which is made
Oh,
of
God.
concrete. But thankfully speaking, I was gonna say thankfully you're wearing a tinfoil hat, but that thing is fucking thin as hell.
Thank you. It's
And
really
this is why we
thin.
should have made
forgot
some
we were
armor
wearing
with
that.
that plastic shit.
And the smoke monster begins to get closer and closer. You guys descend down, and you pass by a sign that says you're on the 20th floor. You're almost at the ground floor again, but the creature is still trying to encapsulate you back into the metaverse. As you descend, let me see. Roll again. Henry.
Yes.
The creature almost engulfs you in the same way that it did to Alec with one of those sparky tendrils. Go ahead and make a sanity check.
Ooh, I'm really good at those.
Is that your lowest one?
That is my lowest one. 3.
Ooh.
I want to see Adam's face. Okay. I can't.
Can't.
see
That's
shit.
the thing with this. It
Fuck.
hides all emotion that you.
I can't see shit.
You suffer from 1, 2, 3. You now suffer from hallucinations.
Of Mark Zuckerberg.
Of?
Oh no, that is the worst thing ever.
Demon Mark Zuckerberg.
Just whatever?
They can be hallucinations based off of your. You roll for that one. Hallucinations based off of your favorite food.
Ah, pizza.
Actually, follow-up question for one of the older for the split personality thing. How split are these personalities? Are they like completely like I have a memory gap now, or is it like just is it
I
just
would
like
say it's more like two-headed giant.
okay?
But yes, now Henry now hallucinate about pizza. Anything that is remotely round, or since it's pizza, it could be slice-shaped and triangular. You now see that as pizza slices or entire pies.
Triangles make a circle. All these triangles make a circle.
And all of these triangles are slices. So hungry now.
You descend now another 5 floors down to the 15th, and at which point you can hear a series of things begin hitting the ground. From the windows at the side, you can see concrete slabs from high above on the Empire State begin to crumble and fall to the ground floor. Although the detonation was strictly around the tower itself, there's still bound to be some collateral damage. As you see the concrete slabs falling, some of them begin to strike into wayward 5G zombies, crushing them instantaneously. Considering that thing where people say if you drop a penny from the Empire State Building, it kind of bore a hole through your head, which I think Mythbusters, I think they debunked. That
Yes.
might be
Yeah,
not the-
it doesn't have enough mass to actually fall fast
Yeah,
enough.
but this one's like a brick,
that on the
so
other
it
hand,
does.
A Roomba will. Yeah.
Several of the concrete slabs that are falling off from the higher parts begin crushing into the ground below. You're not sure if this is something you'll have to be wary of when you guys exit the building, but they're going to be there hanging in the back of your mind. As you get through, you are now at the glass walkway once more. You killed the sentry, but there is still the fact that there's the Zuckerberg neuron cloud right behind you guys. Let me see. Andrew's not here, so Alec, you can take this one.
another one.
Go ahead and make another sanity check.
Okay, cool. That's a 1.
More.
Oh, that's the first one compounded. So all right, that one's.
Man,
Alright,
you were really
so-
fucked in the head. You had dissociative
Yeah,
disorder.
it's weird because I picked the D8 for this, so I don't know why I keep rolling low on.
Well, he is like Andrew doesn't roll too high on the things, the charisma checks, does he?
Yeah, so this is
Ironically, like.
You now suffer from dissociative disorder.
Oh man, you're just getting everything.
I've got
man.
one. So I've got one personality that
princess
doesn't
next,
think it's
mate.
human, and I got another one that doesn't. That's got okay. So
Bad day.
well, that's actually perfect for Dauntless because he doesn't associate with. Yeah. Okay, that's perfect. That's perfect.
Associates has a brain in a jar.
Yeah.
Eventually you guys get to a point where you're at the ground level in the lobby of the Empire State Building. A series of not small inconveniences. They're pretty big inconveniences. Some sort of defense mechanism has triggered, and a series of metal shutters begin to enclose around the main entrances on the ground floor. They're relatively slow, but you have only but a small window to try and squeeze through the gap. I need you guys to go ahead and make physical checks.
Oh no, Danny's gonna
This
die.
is-
Danny's gonna be trapped underneath. Danny's gonna be.
die.
Oh, Danny got a 2.
Not a
Danny's
one.
dead.
I got a
Oh,
4.
Danny Louise.
Oh, another 6.
Danny's gonna trap himself to like hold the gap.
He's probably get squished.
You guys jump through the shutters and leaving behind Danny DeVito and Louise inside. The shutters are about to close and only have about 1.5 feet left of gap cover.
I try to use my crowbar to bucket.
Oh, good idea. Alright, Gronk, go ahead and make another fizz. Nicole.
I got an 8.
You use the crowbar and prop it up. The structural integrity of these shutters is not particularly heavy or dense, and compared to the crowbar with the extra wires around it, it's a good chance to prop it up for a decent amount. Danny DeVito and Louise, you have one more chance to escape the Empire State Building. Same check. Physical.
Bing bong. It's a 5.
Danny DeVito is got a 1. Danny's staying.
Danny,
Danny's
oh.
gonna see
Go out
Louise
like a champ.
going underneath the thing, and I'm gonna like when I know that they're out, I'll like kick the crowbar out, and I'll take the 100s out, and I'll just
Charge.
I'll just
Give us
charge
your
at the. I'll just run at the. I don't have a gun.
The last thing you guys see from Danny DeVito is him valorantly kicking out the crowbar and standing up. Wad of hundreds in one hand, Magnum condom in the other. He faces down the Zuckerberg smoke monster as it kind of begins to apparate and almost looks like a humanoid smoke figure with the face of Mark Zuckerberg. Begins to slowly encroach him and almost embraces him in almost like a hug before you guys see the shutter completely go down.
Danny, no!
His sacrifice will not be in vain. Let's get the fuck
I
out
guess
of
that
here.
sucks.
Leaving
Get the fuck
behind
out.
Danny DeVito with Mark Zuckerberg to be incorporated into the metaverse. You guys exit the building. You can see a large pillar of smoke pillaring up from the top of the building where you guys planted the explosives. All around you are broken down drones. Several zombies have face planted into the dirt or concrete and are just laying there inert, slightly twitching in like maybe their finger or other extremities that you can see. But they have been so fucked up by this neural divergence of the network tower being destroyed that they are completely harmless.
I approach the closest one and try to undo its helmet.
Without any resistance, as it is not fighting back at all, this still has the diodes and the electrons to yank off. They're mostly held on with adhesive medical glue, or some of them are incorporated so deep that you can almost tear the skin off like it would be stitched on or something. But it comes off. The individual underneath has been wearing the helmet for so long that their hair has fallen out, and their eyes are basically glazed over, cataract point where they're effectively blind. But the neurons attached to their head let them, air quotes, see into the metaverse. And they are effectively in a vegetative state.
I'm not a doctor, but he doesn't look very good.
He did it.
He said the line.
I was waiting. I'm sure you'll be fine, buddy. I pat Veggie guy on the
On
shoulder.
the shoulder. There you go. There's
It's
another one
stand
there.
up. I
Is there a
stand up.
48 section nearby?
With the explosion in mind, the next thing that you guys hear is a large crowd of people. All of them are wearing very, very nice aluminum foil hats, and they're all brandishing what is essentially handmade weapons. Most of them are going about the business of doing what is essentially that thing from Zombieland, where they're double tapping all of the dead bodies by skewering them through any vital extremities. This is apparently the cleanup crew. What do you guys do next?
I just take a quick breath.
I don't stab
car,
any of the
just lean
corpses,
over.
but I'll remove a few more helmets if
Gotta
that's.
pour one out for Danny DeVito.
Pour one out for Danny DeVito.
Don't we still have to go get dumplings?
We still have to go to Chinatown, I guess, if we want to. Are we gonna stick around and stab some innocent?
There's
Some
a
unconscious
cleanup crew for
people.
that.
As you make your way through the cleanup crew, many of them kind of acknowledge your existence with a good old
Stop.
head nod. One of them passes through the crowd and eventually stops you guys. He is a very wide-set individual, Caucasian man, balding, very strong-looking despite his overall appearance. This is the very popular host of what's the show called? What's Alex Jones's show called again?
InfoWars.
InfoWars. Very,
Oh,
very,
God.
very large
Not a true
individual.
fan. Like,
Well, I don't watch that.
no,
I just know it from the memes.
Making the
Oh,
frogs
sorry.
gay.
He congratulates all of you on destroying the 5G network tower and helping to release the American citizens from the brainwashing powers of Mark Zuckerberg and the globalists.
Fuck yeah.
Let me see. So you guys are you gonna bother trying to find dumplings in Chinatown?
Is
I
Chinatown out of the way or?
Kinda.
New York.
I don't know. We could always give them those weird food pills we got from Zuckerberg. Say, hey,
Oh,
we couldn't
yeah.
find dumplings, but we found these.
That's true. I have 4 of those.
I have one also. We have 5.
Food is food, so in that case, you can go ahead and transport that way.
Because I do not trust those things.
But I'll give them to other people.
Hell yeah.
You pass by all of these sights and sounds that you've seen before. All of the zombies are no longer a threat, and if you want to, you can dispatch them or just leave them alone for the cleanup crew. Eventually, you get back to John's bunker, at which point he is peering out from behind the little eye slit and is kind of just judging you guys as you approach.
John,
How's it going?
What?
how you doing?
What's the password?
You never fucking told us the
We
password.
blew up the tower.
Yeah, that's a good password. He opens the door and he's holding a can of beans in one hand and a shotgun in the other one. So how'd it go?
Successful, but we lost a member.
What?
Lost Danny.
No, that's a crying shame.
Oh.
But we're one step closer to freeing America, the rest of this world, from Zuckerberg, the rest of his. Oh boy, hold on, give me a sec. Oh. Okay.
Get out more. You need to exercise.
Exercise. People who have time. I ain't got
Yeah,
time.
I don't think. Yeah.
I ain't got time.
Well,
I mean,
at this point,
Since you're trying to free the rest of the world, you should probably make time. You gotta,
touch some grass.
take care of yourself.
Yeah, go touch. Yeah.
I got a
Nice.
war fight, and I gotta be on my best condition, which means loading up on calories. Whew.
Oh, here we got some of these pills up from the city. These should help you out.
Trade all of them to get out, or
Oh yeah, did we trade them all to get out?
Probably would have.
Okay, never mind.
In any case,
I
My end
pull
of
up
the
the.
bargain.
I look. I give him the mannequin and head. You're here. Do you need a friend? This looks like you look like you use a friend in that bunker.
what the hell
His name
is
is his name is Manny. I give it to him and I pat not Alex Jones on the shoulder and say, "Here you go."
all right. On my end of the bargain, you guys some weapons and food for the road. Ain't got room to house all the rest of you, so make your merry way off my property.
Okay.
He gives you all some weapons from his personal armory, which was essentially fully automatic, good old AR-15s, New York favorite.
Hey,
America.
America.
I have a question. Why didn't you give this before sending
I
us to go blow up a tower?
didn't trust you folks.
You trusted us enough to know about Poncho and the C4?
Yes, because if you didn't have the chutzpah to make it there in the first place, you weren't worth giving these guns to. In any case, I'm gonna take a nap. Hey, get the hell off my bunker. And that's where we're gonna stop for today.
Okay.
Yay! You guys did it! You
Yeah,
only
well
lost one person.